السلام عليكم. الصوت واضح؟ صوتي واضح الآن؟ صوت واضح؟ والشاشة قدامكم الآن؟ شايفين الشاشة؟ كويس؟
نعم الصوت واضح.
طيب حياكم الله. طيب كم العدد الآن؟ دقيقة خلينا ندخلهم 5. طيب العدد الآن تقريبا 17. نستنى كمان دقيقتين ونبدأ إن شاء الله. فأشكركم على الحضور مبكرا. شكرا لكم ما شاء الله. دائما الناس اللي يجوا بدري هم أكثر ناس يستفيدوا. هم دائما سبحان الله بصفة عامة يعني يلفتوا نظر المدرب أكثر، ودائما المدرب يهتم بيهم أكثر، يعني غير الناس اللي تتأخر شوية. يعني نتمنى لهم إن شاء الله الاستفادة إن شاء الله. ولكن سبحان الله نفسيا كده المدرب يهتم دائما بالناس اللي يجوا بدري.
السلام عليكم.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. يا مرحبا،
أسعد
أهلا
الله
وسهلا.
صباحكم
أسعد
بالخير.
الله صباحكم، حياكم الله، أهلا وسهلا. الآن قدامي كم؟
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. الآن نحن دحين 19، باقي ثلاثة كمان باقي. ها. We will start in 2 minutes إن شاء الله. Just give them a chance to join in. إن شاء الله. Okay,
السلام عليكم.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. يا أهلا وسهلا.
أهلا بيك.
أهلا بيكم. كيف حالك يا أستاذ بهاء؟ إيش أخبارك؟ طيب.
الحمد لله بخير.
كيفك يا أستاذ رامي؟ ما إحنا شايفينك متحجب عننا. أستاذ محمد كيف حالك؟ المقدم.
حياك الله.
انا مشغل الكاميرا. كيف
هلا استاذ موسى. رامي كيف حالك؟ ان شاء الله طيب. حياك الله. انت منوم من الصباح، من اول واحد دخلت ما شاء الله، ملاحظك انا كيف حالك؟ ان شاء الله طيب.
الله يخليك. الحمد لله رب
الحمد لله. مستر بلان
just say Balu. It's easy.
How are you today? Good?
Fine. Yeah. Try to apply KAIZEN in sleep also. So.
Oh, very good. Yes.
That's an important thing to do. So yeah.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, I can see other names here, but I don't see their faces. But it's up to you. I don't want to invent your privacy. Mr. Jamal, Ahmed, Nasser, Usama. حياكم الله جميعا. everybody. أنا أرجو أن ما أكون نسيت أحد، بس اللي باينين قدامي الآن. حياكم الله. أوكي، بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام سيد الأنبياء المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا ونفعنا بما علمتنا. اللهم أرنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه، وأرنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه. توكلنا على الله تعالى. Yesterday we talked about 5S. We talked about many things about Kaizen, his history. We talked about Japan geography. We talked that Kaizen is that many companies they're already applying Kaizen, and many companies they apply Kaizen, but they call it Lean Six Sigma. And in the world, the biggest factories and manufacturers and companies, they're actually implementing the Kaizen, but they don't call it Kaizen, they call it Lean. We talked about that Kaizen is all about concentration on the customer. We talked about that Kaizen is the continuous improvement. But it have 4 types. And its 4 types are the one is Kaizen Tian, which is the small one, which is on the shop floor, which is a continuous improvement. And then we have a Kaizen event on the whole system line, on the department, which needs a project charter. And then we have Kaikaku, which is a big dramatical change improvement. And then we have Kakushing, which is the use of technology as game changer improvements for the product. We talked about empowerment of employees, and We talked about that all change is on the process and the 5 M's which will affect the process, which are the man, material, machine, manpower, and mother nature and method. And then we talked yesterday about 5S, and 5S is the most important ground for the Kaizen. And if you fail to implement 5S, you will fail to implement the rest of Kaizen. If you succeed in 5S, you are already on the right track. You are already saving. You have started saving. It is considered kaikaku, which means it's a big dramatical change in the factory or in the service floor or in the workshop or whatever your industry is. And we talked about Kaizen, that Kaizen is not only for manufacturing, it's also for service, it's for medical, it's for safety, it's for even for the kitchen. And as one of your colleagues just said that he's trying to implement Kaizen in his sleep. I hope him good success for this. Okay, before you start 5S, you need to know what are the results. You have a nice workplace, you have eliminated defects, teamwork, you have a quality philosophy, you have a customer satisfaction, sense of responsibility, reduce cost, eliminate waste, and safety at work, and solve the problems. Why? Because you are now working in a way that will show the problems to yourself and to the others. And as we said, we have to shift from avoiding problems to approaching the problems, from feeling frustration of the problems to feeling them as an opportunity for problems. And we have to change from pleasing the manager to pleasing the customer. Everybody we have to start serving the customer, starting from the internal customer to the end customer. What is your comment on this one? Or let's start with this. Give me your comments on this picture, please.
Looks like home.
Huh? Like?
It is in Egypt, in Cairo.
Never mind. No.
Yeah, it looks like
never
home.
mind. No, it is not. That's not the purpose. It can be also in Mecca, Jabal al-Sharashif. In Mecca, also when you go, you can see like this. When you go to the mountain, you can see something like that. It's the point is why it's not about the poorness or richness. It is about you can see some things on the floor, on the roof. What is on the roof?
There is a pigeon house here.
Okay, pigeon house. Yes.
It's not
Some,
very clear, but there is
satellites.
everything.
You can see satellites. Yes. What's also there? You can see a lot of what?
Some barrel.
Ants?
A lot of garbage.
Yeah,
Is that the right
something like
word?
that.
You can see.
Yeah.
I can see old travel cases. Maybe I can see toilets. I can see pipes. I can see some furniture, old furniture. Why didn't these people get rid of it? Why? Why did they keep it?
Maybe they're using it as a storage area.
Yes, they think it's a storage area. Yeah, and just in case, maybe I will need it sometime in my life, maybe in the 50 years, the coming 25 years or 30 years, I just maybe need it for 1 second or 2 seconds. So that's happening. It is actually it is a mental act, not economical act. Okay, so they're keeping this rubbish over their roof and over their head because just in case, maybe somebody just needs. Maybe they have a lack of decision making. Is that right? They don't know to who it belongs. Who is the decision maker here? Who can decide what to throw and what not to throw? Maybe. Yes, it is okay. So it is. Yeah. Fadlan. Mr. I need some more participation. I need your opinion, Mr. Jamal Abu Bakr, Mr. Muhammad, Mr. Osama, Mr. Hussam.
It's too early.
Too early.
me tell you.
Okay,
let me
just
tell you something.
imagine this view. Yeah, تفضل.
I want
Please.
to say, you cannot fix something that you are used to. So
Yes.
if you are your eyes, this is for all the manufacturing people, yeah. If your eyes or your office, if your factory or your office is in a situation that you see every day, this becomes the norm. To these people, this becomes the norm. To outsiders who come from different side, whatever it is, better or worse, they will give you the opinion that why is this looking like that, or why don't you organize? So it is always good to see it from a different perspective. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
And we get used to our place of work, whether it's a factory or an office, whatever it is. If it's clean, clean. If it's not clean, it's not clean. So we need to always work on it. When we get a comment or if we want to improve, we will work on it. If not, this is home. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes, you are right, Mr. Yahya. You are right. Thank you for your comment. This is very good. You can see, yes, it is gradually accumulating. Okay, maybe there was nothing on the roof, but then they just put one pipe. Maybe then they put an old back, and then maybe after a few weeks they put an old toilet, and then they put something, and then put a pigeon house, and then they put something which is totally useless economically. Totally useless. Yes, and as you said, Mr. Yahya, it is you are used to it. Your eyes get used to this one, and you don't feel. Maybe if there's something, if you clean it, you feel that these people feel sick about it. We are not. It's not my my intent to talk about such people. It is not about to talk about the country or about the. No, it is about a specific psychological act. It is also written in the Quran. يعني الشيطان يعدكم الفقر. الشيطان يعدكم الفقر ويأمركم بالفحشاء. دائما سبحان الله the devil likes the human being to be in a bad shape. Okay, he likes the human being to be ugly. So what he used a door. The door is that maybe I use it, maybe I need it. I don't want to get poor. So what is going to happen? I will just accumulate and keep it. So what is preventing also when we go to the religion side, you will keep it because you don't need it now, but you will keep it. Maybe you need it. So somebody else need this material, whatever, a pipe or a wrench and he might use it, but you will not give it to him. So he'll continue suffering, and you continue to put this on your roof, or maybe in your locker, or maybe in your balcony, or under your bed, maybe, or maybe in the fridge or something. You keep it there, and nobody is using it. It is just wasting. And مبذرين كانوا إخوان الشياطين. So he's leading you through the gate of being scared of poorness. He will lead you to be mubazzir. Mubazzir means extravagant. Okay, it is nobody is using it. Let's say you have an old, you have a cassette player, or maybe you have an old computer, and you don't need it. You have a new one, but you can give your old computer to somebody else, maybe to your colleague, to your neighbor, to your brother, to your sister, to whatever. Somebody is using it. But then the devil comes, maybe I need it. Maybe the new computer will get damaged, and maybe I will need my old computer. So you will keep it. And what is happening? The result is that nobody is going to benefit from the old resources, which are still available. And also, you are in a bad shape. You look bad. Your office looks bad. The house looks ugly from outside and from inside, because you are accumulating this stuff in it is called herding. Okay, there's also a psychological side in it. It's herding. You cannot get rid of these you cannot make a decision to get rid of, because you don't want to regret to have it. It's this is somebody who don't understand the life. And as Mr. Yahya just said, I appreciate what he said. It's that you get used to what you live, and this is how you live. If we take in consideration that the dinosaurs, why are they not here anymore? Because they are ugly. And because they were ugly. And that's why the dinosaurs are not existing anymore. This was Dr. Mustafa Mahmoud. He said this in one of his books. Why are the dinosaurs still not existing anymore? He said that Allah is Jameel, and He likes everything to be Jameel, beautiful and nice. Okay, and when something is ugly and is always ugly, okay, then it will disappear. That's the way Allah Subhanahu wa Taala made the world. So we are not talking about financially, we're talking about why is this so ugly. It's not why you are poor. I'm not asking why you are poor, and there's something else. Yes, Mr. Good morning. Okay, let's see this one, for example. Somebody in that area, I don't know if he learned KAIZEN or if he learned 5S. What did he do to start this project? What was the first step to start his project of making a small precision farm on his roof? What was the first step he was doing? He needed
to sort things out?
Yes, yes, very good. Very good, to sort things out. I need more participation of the people who are silent, who are fasting. But I wish that everybody participate. Please, everybody participate with us. Okay. So here, the first thing, as Mr. Ramasamy said, that it is to sort out what you don't need. So you have to make a decision. I don't need this now for the coming next 6 months, 10 months, 1 year. I don't need it, so let's get rid of it. Let's resolve it. Let's recycle it. So, or maybe I put it to another, to a suitable storage area. You have so many resources available, but you don't need to keep this area accumulated with trash or with garbage. Okay, so the first thing this wise guy did, he did sort out what he needs and what he don't need. Okay, what is the second way, second pillar, or the second stage he have done?
Setup.
Yes, he planned what he needs, and he set it up in a way. You can see that certain plants are in the front, and then there are another plants, type of plants also in the second stage, and then you can see another one in the third stage. So this guy is also in the same area. He's also not very rich, okay, but he used his knowledge, okay. He used his wisdom to do something beneficial out of the situation. And as we said, Kaizen doesn't mean you have to make big changes. It is a small change. It's not a very big change. It is not costing. You can see he used recycled materials like pipes, like I think boxes. But he's organizing it. He's managing it very well, and he is organizing. So I salute him, and I raise my shimar. If I have shimar, I'll raise it to him, and my cap to this guy, because he's using his knowledge and his wisdom, and then he's keeping it clean. He also, to maintain the productivity, what is he doing? He's shining it. He's cleaning the area. He's keeping the area clean. Why? So we can discover any contamination. We can discover any fault in the products which is there now. Okay, let's compare this with another country. For example, the view, or maybe in the same country, but it's another area. How is this view?
It's nice and well organized.
Nice. It's if you open your bedroom or if you open your office and you see this view, you feel nice and you feel good, right? And you feel Because you can have a nice view in front of you. Yes. So why didn't they just decide to make this roof a storage? What did they decide to do the roof?
Because this is a hotel, so
Play
they have
area.
to.
Playground.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Yes, we have hotels which use the golf areas and football area as storage now.
They manage, maybe they manage to store the wastage and other things inside, not to look out, to keep them outside and look ugly. Like building is very beautiful, and if you put garbage and wastage, it will look bad.
Yeah, and it's also they
Maybe
invested
they don't have
the
wastage.
area. Yes, تفضل. Somebody else? Mr. Abdurrahman, Mr.
Maybe they don't have any wastage. I mean, everything is.
Yes, so you mean they are recycling? They are
Yeah, they are
reducing.
recycling, or they are, storing it properly, right?
Okay, I agree with you. They might store it properly. And when you say properly, you mean you decide what to store and how long to store it. Yes,
This
and
is
what to
basically,
get rid of. Yes, if you say
a proper decision making. You have to decide, and you need to decide what you need,
What you need and what
you
you
would
need.
need in the future, and what you may not need.
Yes.
So it calls for decision making actually.
Yes. So, but maybe somebody can just say, okay, let's. We bought a new sofa. Let's, for the time being, just put it in the tennis
Ground.
yard or in the tennis club or so. Let's just keep it there. Really, when I go to the hotel here in Saudi Arabia, I always, when I go to the parking lot in the underground, it's full of old couches. If you go to the emergency, if you go to the emergency exit, it is full of garbage, which is not needed by the hotel. But nobody is actually taking a decision to get rid of it. It is starting with there is a good, very big talent of sorting out what you don't need and to make a decision what you need and what you don't need. You can see it's a beautiful view. The roofs are, if you compare the roofs with this one, regardless of it's poor or not, but if you can see that the roofs are invested. Mr. Munawar said sometimes a place has rules that you cannot break. Okay, what about this one? I knew that this question or this sentence will be there, and I knew that this statement is going to be raised. But what about this guy? He's not living in a palace. He's not living in another area. It is in the same area. It's about mentality. It's how will you change? يعني إن الله لا يغير ما بقوم حتى يغير ما بأنفسهم.
Like we were discussing yesterday, it's like a change of mindset, huh?
Yeah. Yes. That's what we're trying to do. That is, guys, it is change in mindset. This was Japan before. Japan was like that.
Changing the behavior, I think.
Yes, the mindset and this behavior which is following it. You can see when we return to the picture, you can see that the roof is also. Wa alaikum assalam. The roof is also invested. Okay, the roof it's a nice garden, a nice maybe a terrace, maybe a casino, whatever. They have all used all the spaces to be nice and to be ready. And to be as an investment, okay, as investment maybe in more money, maybe in more comfortability, and more maybe in being nice in this one. Look in the other roof is they used it as a swimming pool. Okay, you can see beside the building there is no rubbish yard. Sometimes when I go to universities, I can see it is look nice in the front, but then when you go in the back, it is rubbish. It is all a junkyard in the university. In some university, when I go there, I will not tell the name, but in my country, when I go somewhere, it is a junkyard. When I go to a hospital, sometimes it's looking very nice from the front, but then when you go behind, in the area behind, in the parking area, or some where it's not very common for guests to be there, you will find a junkyard. old equipment, old material from maybe 2005 or 2010. You will find material there lying there. Nobody is taking a decision. So this is also a very bad habit. Okay, it is just now. It is the thinking of just in case. Yes, I'm not telling you you should not take a safe stock, but it must be a safe stock. Okay, I know you must take some. You have something to save it, but it must be something strategically with a strategical importance. I'm not telling that you have to be no inventory, no, but it's try to reduce the inventory. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Don't do it in one time. Do it in 5 years, in 6 years. Do it incrementally, continuously, the improvements. Okay, for example here, and if you see that when you see, for example, on your right, the machine before, okay, it was very rusty, it was very dirty, okay. If there is a leak, can I discover it? You know, all the machines, they start their breakdown by having a leakage through the joints, through the flanges, okay. How do you discover the leakage if the machine is dirty? You have to, huh?
When the machine is operating.
Yeah, it's operating, but it's about to run out of oil of the reservoir, so it's going to stop very soon, and it will be a major breakdown. It will stop the production, and it will have a breakdown which will have a lot of maintenance costs. But if you discover that there's a leakage, you can just refill the oil. You can stop the leakage maybe by putting some by maybe tightening a bolt, or by putting on glue or anything, or whatever. But if you discover it early, you can schedule it. But if you don't discover it early, you will just stop the production because due to maintenance. So you have to clean my message is that you have to clean it to inspect it. Okay, that's why for example, the next example, sometimes if you are in your home, if your mobile has a certain place, okay, you will not experience this. But if your mobile don't have a certain place, it is sometimes in your bedroom, sometimes in the entry, sometimes in the kitchen, sometimes over the television, sometimes I don't know where, you will experience this, right? Did somebody, don't tell me, but if somebody have experienced this many times, this means that he needs to put a place for his mobile. I remember when my sons, they became bigger, and my daughters there, they were using mobiles, and then always everybody is using his charger, and he takes the charger with him to his friends, to his relative, and then he lost the charger. Then he needs to get a charger from somebody else, and then this one gets he get upset because why did you get my charger? So what I said, I made a law that we have stations for charging the phone, and nobody is removing these chargers. They are not removable. They are not yours. They are mine. And they should be in this place. I have one in my bedroom. I have one in a common area of the family area. I have one in the entrance. So if your mobile is out of charge, you can just link your mobile and charge it. But don't ever take it out. And a lot of crisis, family crisis, stopped, and conflict stopped because of this. But when I put everything in its place, and I put a place for everything, it never mind. You can buy your own charger and take it with you whenever you want. You can even distribute it with sambusa. Your charger. It's up to you. But these chargers will stay here in these stations, and nobody will remove them. So this is how many crises are prevented, by putting everything in its place, and we put a place for everything. Can you compare, for example? I want everybody please to participate, so we know that you don't sleep, and so we know also that that there's a benefit from you for attending. Can you please advise us your opinion about the left side picture? I need some. I need some new candidates like Jamal, Musa. You have been with us last time. welcome. Okay, Mr. Ahmed, Mr. Rami Zubeida. I need some other names and participations. If they are shy, okay, just interfere. Yes.
Big mess and inorganized.
Uh-huh.
A big mess there already.
Yes, you are right.
It really shows that he is working. He or she is working. Huh?
Yes. This was the old way. That was the old way of showing that you're working.
Exactly.
Yes. I'm working, and cleaning and organizing is somebody else's job. Yes. But the other one, he's not working. Is that right? Who agree with that?
He's absent, I think.
I
agree because he's absent.
He's in vacation.
His seat is not moving even. See, this guy, his seat is behind, so he was there.
Yeah, actually, we have some managers like that. I know you were joking, but we actually have managers like that. They say, look, your office is clean, you're not working. But now in the other countries, in other nations, this one means that there is a lack of decision making, the right one. He have no problem-solving skills. He have no decision-making skills. He don't know what is an archiving, what is an archive. He don't know what paper is important, what paper is not important. He keeps everything. Stephen Covey said, because we don't know what is important, everything is important. Because everything is important. Please pay your attention to this word, okay? Because we don't know what is important to us, everything is important. Because everything is important, we ended doing everything. Because we ended doing everything, okay, we are doing a lot of mistakes. Because we are doing a lot of mistakes, we are out of the business. So if everything is important, if that like this, every paper is important, and you want to keep everything, so you're going to be out of business. Your production is going to be down. And in the 21st century, the office is a data transformation place. It's not a storage anymore. Okay. So if the office looks like this on the right side, it is a data transformation station. What is a data transformation station? When you have a paper, for example, any paper, for example, like this paper, for example, okay? This paper, after a while, it is going to be turned into a scanner, into a PDF, and then it is sent through email to somebody else. Maybe the data inside this paper is going to turn into Excel sheet, and then it is kept with the computer, or it is sent to somebody else to use this data. Sometimes this paper is used as an evidence or as a document, okay, when it is sent to the archive, to the archiving. So we can use it for later purposes. So that is what is happening now. In the transformation age in the data age. But what is happening in the old one is that you have to keep the papers to show that you're working. But this is now changed. Okay, now this is even now the picture on your right is old. The new office, there is no drawer. You can see a white drawer on the beside the chair. Okay. This drawer is not available anymore. All the new desk or the new office, they have a small drawer to put your stationery inside it, okay? To keep your stationery. But you have to maintain a clean office by the end of the day. How can I control you? How can I control your productivity when you have drawers where you can hide the documents, where you can hide the files and keep them for some sort of suitable time for you or for somebody else, maybe against the company? How do I how can I prevent it? I will just remove these drawers. And there's no paper anymore. There should be paper less operation, but still, if there's any file, it must be cleaned by the end of the day. It must be finished. Why is this file kept by you? It is one of the 7 ways. Maybe it's a waiting time for signature. Maybe it's waiting time for a decision. Maybe there's waiting time for the input of somebody else. Okay, why we have waiting time? What this other body? Why is he not actioning quickly? Why does he say we can just postpone it and keep the papers here with you? It is a sign of procrastination. It is a sign of lack of decision making. It's a sign of that of lack of prioritizing. That we don't know what is priority and what is urgent and what is not urgent. So we have to keep everything. And remember again, because everything is important, we don't know. We have to do everything, and because we don't know what is important, we have to keep everything. Because we have to keep everything, we are responsible for everything. Because we are responsible for everything, we have to do everything. And if we do everything, we will do a lot of mistakes. And if we do a lot of mistakes, we are out of the market. That's Stephen Covey saying that. So you have to maintain your priorities. This is a picture. I need your comments, please, by everybody, especially the people who are not participating for a long time. I appreciate your the people who participate and who shared their thoughts with us. But still, we have some people like I don't want to mention names, but they close their cameras, and I don't see any reaction from them. So why we have this? Why is this manager or CEO doing this? Why?
Cleaning it, shining it.
Shining, yes. Okay, yes, he's doing the 5S on the shoes of the employee. I don't say that you have to go into this deep level, but it is maybe generation by generation by generation. You don't feel that there's a problem anymore. Once you are cleaning, you feel proud to clean. Yani Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam, there was one woman who was cleaning the mosque, and then one time or 2 days she did not come anymore. So he sent to her family, and then her family said she died. Then he was very angry. He said, "Why didn't you call me?" Okay, this was only a janitor who was cleaning the mosque. Okay, and then he prayed for her, and he sit in her on her grave, and he covered the grave with his whatever he was wearing. I don't know in English. So it was actually that's how he treated the janitor, because it is important. These people. A janitor is an important person. Okay, I'm trying to return the share screen. Can you see the screen? One second.
Yeah.
Okay. This is what happened to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He was angry that it not call him. So he was the king of the country, or he was the ruler of the country, but he left his position to attend the funeral of not a minister or one of his big supporters. He went to go to the funeral of a janitor, which is very symbolic. And okay, let's say about this one. I tell you, he's not sick. Okay, he's not wasting his time. There's also a strategy, and there's a strategy. Strategic values. So many companies, when they put their strategy, they say our value is so and so and so. Okay, our value is, for example, teamwork. Our value is, for example, empowering employment. Okay, how will you emphasize this value? You cannot emphasize the strategy unless you emphasize this value on your daily behavior. I'm not telling you to do this. Okay, I'm not telling, but it is just how much some people care about this? What is the reaction? If this is happening to me, that the CEO cleaning my shoes, and also the shoes of my colleagues, when I see somebody who is throwing something away or having their dirty shoes, what will I do? I will get angry. I will say, our boss, the CEO, he was cleaning and was shining. Okay, what are you doing? The whole culture will be changed, because it's a value. You are now emphasizing the value. I'm not telling you to use that. You can emphasize value otherwise. But if you resist it, it is okay with me, okay? But I think this is generation for generation. Cleanliness, to be clean and to clean your street, to clean your workshop, to clean your, it is in the school. In the school, there's no janitors. They have janitors to remove the garbage, yes, but in the school, everybody is cleaning the school before they start, and they have to clean it before they go. I know it is far away. I'm not telling you to do this, okay? But it's just a picture to inspire and to as a mind opener. What is 5S? It's like your lung respiratory system. It's sorting out the CO2 so you can get O2. That is the way you have to do your workshop. You have to remove the rubbish. You have to remove what is not what you don't need in your next cycle, so you can concentrate on your cycle. So you can have quality. So you can have you have space to use for your next customer. So you're satisfying your customer by removing what you don't need. Everything in 5S, everything in its place, and there's a place for everything. Like your body, there is no space. You cannot put something else in your body. If they want to transplant something, they have to remove something and put it back, right? If they want to put a pump, they have to put it outside your body. But there's no space in your body to store it. Everything in its place, and there's a place for everything. It is also related to the nature of the human being. Okay, what about shining? Shining, cleaning. It's like your hand. If your hand is clean, your mouth is clean. If your mouth is clean, also your stomach is clean, because when you eat something clean. But what is the use when your hand is clean and your tool is dirty? So you have to also clean your tools. What is the use of cleaning your tools when the area you're working is dirty? You have also to clean your area. I'm not trying to tell you turn everybody into janitor or get rid of your janitors, but let's work cleaner. Okay, let's know the importance of cleaning and to stop the work to keep us in work. As you can see in your comments in this picture.
Everything is everywhere.
It's not, yeah. It's not sorted out. It's not clean.
Yes. They're mixed together in the same. Okay, maybe there was on a project last month. It's still the items of the project are still there. Okay, maybe maybe the papers of the last project, but if you have a new project, you should clean. Closing a project means also cleaning the area for the new, to be ready for a new project, for a new lot, for a new batch. Okay, so that is necessary. Unnecessary items are mixed together, as you said. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, what about this one?
They are cleaning it, as we see, but it's still, I think it's not managed.
Yes, okay.
They're cleaning at the same time. They're also putting the rubbish on the floor, right?
Yes, yeah. They don't.
Not everybody in line aligned.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, this is the second stage, but this is better than the first one. Okay, it's better than the first. Yes. Sorry. Okay, what about this one?
Yes, changing
everybody. Yeah, everybody. His behaviors is changed.
Yes. Now they are working in a way that clean itself, and because he planned his job, so only necessary tools and supplies and items are now available in the work environment. Okay, so you feel proud to work here. It is very important to feel proud of your workplace. It is very, very important to feel happy, because when you are happy in your workplace, you have better productivity. Once you are happy, your productivity is better than when you are not happy. Okay, I will skip this because when I was in Japan, in one of the factories in Toyota and Nissan, we were forbidden to take pictures, and they said to us, if you take pictures, just remove the mobile. During the tour, it will be dismissed. So we could not take any pictures. But in this factory, they said you can take pictures inside the training room or inside the meeting room. They have entered. This is a factory for electronic, medical electronic equipment, and then he told us that 5S is the base and the core of this factory, and then Kaizen. But the first thing is 5S. So he was talking about 5S, but he started, the owner of the factory, he started to have one question. He asked me and others, what is the retirement age? I said to him, I retired with 49. I retired, I told him. He said, very early, why you retired? And if that you take in consideration that the Japanese average age is 85, okay? So he said, in my company, I have 10 seniors. And the translator, he explained to us that you have 10 seniors means that the factory is maintained in a way which makes the work easy for a 65-year-old. So he can work until 70 without having any discomfort or without having any additional stress, or he have any additional effort to do. So if it is easy for a person who is 65 to do the job, so it is also easy for somebody who is 23 or 25 to do the job. Actually, there was one question about continuous improvement. I said, when will you stop the continuous improvement? He said, we benchmark that when we make it easier and easier and easier until somebody is a senior, can do the job in the same matter and same output of a young person. So let us see a little bit of, I have recorded some of this, and let us see.
موظف نفس الشركه ينظف حمامات الشركه نفسها. صحيح. きれいにですね、隅々まで掃除しますので、私たちは水を出してもね、こう触ってもきれいです。هذا مو بشغل مو عامل نظافه. لا 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 من الشركه. هذا من قاعده الجو اس.
ايش سمعتوا المترجمين هذول المترجمين حقون الجامعه طوكيو جو يتطوع معنا في عشان يسووا مترجمين. ايش قالوا؟ قالوا مو الجانيتور اللي بيسويها، نفس المدير الشركه صور نفسه هو بايش؟ بينظف اكرمكم الله الحمام. فيقول لك ما عندهم جانيتورز او كلينرز في المصنع. هم عندهم certain time يوقفوا قبل نهايه العمل، لازم يتم تنظيف. في عندهم clean up time.
English please.
Oh, sorry. Before the I'm sorry. Before the end of the day, there is a clean up time, and they have no janitors, okay? And everybody is cleaning everything. Even the factory owner, he's scheduled to do the clean of the toilet once every schedule. So there's a schedule for cleaning the toilets. Everybody have to do it one time. I don't know how what is how is the schedule done, but there's also the factory owner is also scheduled to do the cleanliness. That's what he said.
لا 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 من الشركه. هذا كيري موظف نفس الشركه ينظف حمامات الشركه نفسها. صحيح. きれいにですね、隅々まで掃除しますので、私たちは水を出してもね、こう触ってもきれいです。هذا مو بشغل مو عامل نظافه. لا 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 من الشركه. هذا من قاعده الجو.
As they asked, is there no janitors? He said no janitors. We don't have janitors.
皆さんですね、会社が始まる30分ぐらい前に来て、皆さんお掃除をしてくれます。
يقول يعني قبل ما يبدا الشغل بنص ساعه كل واحد يحاول ينظف المكان اللي مخصص.
موظفين الشركه نفسها. これはですね、会社からやりなさいというんではなくて、皆さんがですね、自主的に自分たちの気持ちで早く来て掃除をしてくれます。
هذا الشيء ما هو الشركه هي تجبر الموظفين عليه، هذا الموظف هو عنده الوعي انه هو يقول نظف.
The company said they don't force the employee to clean the company but he have to clean his own mess. Okay, to clean the company, this is his contribution to the company. When he sees that everybody is working and cleaning, he will feel ashamed, of course, not to do the same. And this is one of the Kaizen leadership strategies, that when you have about 30% of people who are enlightened, who are pioneers in Kaizen, they will teach for the 40 other people, 40% of the other manpower force. They will teach them and they will inspire them. And these 40 persons, they will follow the 30% of pioneers. So we have now 70%. What about the other 30%? The other 30%, once you create this culture, they will decide either to leave the company or to stay in the company. But they will follow because everybody is following. You can imagine yourself, for example, you are sitting down in a meal, and then everybody is cleaning up. What will you do? Will you stay just, no, I will not do, thank you, alhamdulillah, I have eaten, or will you do the same? It will be the same. Okay, you will do the same because everybody is doing it. But when you sit in a party, for example, and you see that the servant is cleaning, and like this, so, and everybody is just say alhamdulillah and let's go, and the servant is cleaning it, so you will not do it, right? It is the culture. It is you will follow the herd. Okay. Look, everybody is cleaning. That's him. He photoed himself. And what they said, there was also, if there's an earthquake, one time there was an earthquake in 2015 or 2010, and nothing was lost. Why was nothing lost? Because they were using the 5S, everything in its place, and a place for everything. You can see nothing is loose. Everything has a place.
الاجدد تحت والاقدم فوق، بحيث انه اللي تستخدم اول هي اللي تتاخذ اول، ما ينفع واخذ من تحت شيء يحتاجه.
Okay, so let's move. So what we said, that they are using the 5S in everywhere, that everything is in a place for everything. You can see everything has a place. Even in the earthquake, there was no loss because even the dedicated machines, they are stayed in their place. Alhamdulillah, ala kulli hal. They're also using a visual management station. You can see that they have, for example, 6 trucks in the factory, and you know exactly how many trucks are outside. So by the end of the shift, you know how many trucks are outside. You can see, and who's the one who take the truck. So it is shared, the information with everybody, and everybody knows what is happening, what situation. This is inside the factory. Somebody is asking. Okay, this is inside the factory, and you can see this lady. She have the pliers, all everything in its place, in a place for example. I watched her working. For me, okay, even if I'm a 5S practitioner or Kaizen practitioner, what will I do? I will take the red plier and then use it and put it beside me, and then I get the yellow plier and use it and put beside me until I finish, and then I put back the red plier and put back the yellow plier. But what she does, how did she does? she uses the red plier, cut something with it, and then she returned the plier back to its position, and then she do something, and she decided to use the yellow plier. She gets the yellow plier, use it for something, and then put it back on its position. So even for me, it was a surprise in how these people working. It is a matter of habits. You know, you can maintain a habit, and you can start a new habit after 21 days of starting any job, and you can get a habit of doing it. But that's what it's not important. But it was one of the something I noticed in the factory and how these people working. So there is no lose. I don't know. Do you have a lot of expenditure in stationaries in Astra? I don't need figures. I just want to know your opinion, especially the managers or maybe the finance managers. Is there a big budget for stationaries?
No, it's not big budget.
Not a big budget. So there's no petty cash for stationery, for example, every month, so much and so much, or?
No, there is, but it's not that
there
much.
There is petty cash, but it's not big.
Okay. So this is how they're safe stationery. Everything is in place, and there's a place for everything. You can see that's the office.
والرسام يكون مكانه والختم يكون مكانه ستاندرد في كل المكاتب حقت كل الموظفين.
This is for everything, for every employee.
Yes. 5S.
Office.
يعني عنده الحين هذه مفقودة أو يستخدمها مع جيبها. مثل يحط البيرسونال ID كارد في مكانه.
That's هذا يمكن أكثر شيء تعجبنا منه، يعني مدير مصنع أو مؤسس المصنع هذا هو مكتبه.
الآن مكتب مدير المصنع، مدير الشركة.
Sorry, I will tell me again.
هذا الآن مكتب مدير
فخور
المصنع.
فخور بالمكتب حقه. يا دوب عنده كمبيوتر ولابتوب بس.
أنا ما يحتاج أكثر من كذا أصلاً صح؟
هذه زوجته سكرتيرته معاه، يعني عنده طاولة صغيرة هنا، هذه زوجته. العموم في نيسان وتويوتا طبعا منعوا مننا شو اسمه التصوير.
Doctor, say English.
English, please.
Nissan and Toyota, they have forbidden photography. They were very, very strict. If they said if you just remove your mobile off your purse, we will cancel the tour. We were allowed only outside to take photographs, but whatever. Normally, when we are on corporate or when I have side by side, you can see, for example, these numbers. Just imagine these numbers here, okay? When I tell you that you have to circle the number from 1 to 23, then we take time. How much it will take you to circle the numbers from number 1 to 13 with all these rubbish numbers inside. Okay, so when we took last course in Dammam with Astra course in Dammam, it took about 2 minutes and a half for the first one to complete the assignment. This was to have a dirty workshop, a dirty factory. It is taking a long time for you to concentrate and to segregate and to work and to do your job and your assignment because of of untidiness of the workplace. Then when I give them another page, but I helped them something, I removed some rubbish. I did not say every rubbish, but I removed some of the rubbish. I made some sorting. So we sorted out some of the rubbish numbers, and we give them the same assignment to circle down from 1 to 23. And inshallah, I will give this to you, inshallah, today, by the end of today. and you can try it in your office after that course. But try to do this and take a time. It was about 1 minute or something like that. That the first one who finished it, the assignment. Then we have helped them, and as a management, we helped them, and we have set up the tools which are still needed, which when we sorted out the rubbish, and then we keep the tools we needed, and then we set up the tools. It took about 3 seconds to do the job. So from 2 minutes to 3 seconds, just by using 5S. I will send you this exercise, and Mr. Anas will send you this exercise, and then you can do this on your print it and can try it yourself. Have a stopwatch or on your mobile and try to the first page, and then try the second page, and then try the third page. I cannot do it now because we are online. But next time, I mean, when you print it, just do it, and you can see how much you can save time just by using 5S. Look, you can see if there's no 5S, if there's no sustain, if there's no standardized by the management, people will put the things like this, like before, in the right place, in the left place. But if there's a sustainment and there's management and there's on about 5S, it will be like this. The workshop will look like this. Everything in its place, and a place for everything. You cannot stock more. For example, you have 8 boxes here. You cannot stock more than 8 boxes. If you put some more boxes here, it means it shows you to the management or to the supervisor or even to the worker himself that there's a problem. We have a waste, we have inventory. Why we have too much inventory? Maybe the transportation, there's a transportation delay. Why don't we solve it? Maybe there's a movement delay. Somebody of the take the forklift and doing something else. Maybe, I don't know. But you will discover that there's a mistake once you see there's accumulated inventory. This is the suitable inventory, just-in-time inventory they're using. So once it is empty or once it is too much, it means that there's a mistake. This was some audit I have done in the office, in some offices. Okay, when I see it was a nice office, but when you see under the office, you can see that the employee is keeping an archive. He's keeping every paper under his office, which is causing him to be uncomfortable sitting, which is causing an unhygienic situation, mouse, maybe insects getting inside. And also, how will you find this paper? How will you, if there's a certain paper for a certain date, how will you find it without a system? So you have an archive. If you need something to archive it, send it to the archive or put it in PDF. Keep a disk, additional disk for documents if you want, electronic documents, but don't do this. Hey, this is another one. I see he have a printer, and but he get a new one. In the same time, he kept his old printer. This old printer could be maintained and could be either sold, salvaged for the half price or something, or either it can be sent to a contractor of your company, or maybe to a new employee in your company. Instead of buying new, or let the company, the employee waiting until you buy him a new printer, a new computer, he can get the old one. Okay, so these people are keeping the old printers for just in case. For shaitan ya'adukum al-faqr, they're just keeping it for just in case. Even you can see there's no standard, no KAIZEN. You can see the file system, no standard, anything. Just they use any file. One time they go to the Bigala and to the stationery, they buy a white one. Then they buy a red one. Then they buy a small one. Then they buy a big one. Then there's no standards. You will never know from what year is this file. You should have for every year a file. Or maybe for every department, I mean, for every year a color, or for each department a color. But you cannot, you should not keep the file without standards. So you will never find any old files and any unnecessary files. Also, you can see the papers. The papers is full. The offices are full of papers. How old are these papers? Maybe from 3 years old. What about the telephone directory? Is it updated? No, it should be updated every 6 months. Or every 1 year at least. But when you see it, it is there. I'm sure when I go there, it is still there. It is an old directory of 2018. And I'm sure if I go to this place again and visit it, I will find the same one there. Nobody is bothering to remove it and to update it. So when you need this, what will happen? You will call some people who already resigned or retired or transferred or have a new assignment. So it's a waste of time. You're using this way, this directory unupdated. Any comments? Returning to a workshop. This is a real workshop in Jeddah of one of the agents. I will not tell the name, but this is the real workshop where they fix the car of the customers. Is this professional? If you are a Saudi technician, will you feel proud to work in this area where we have? I'm not okay. Not only Saudi, but that is for the youngster. Why the youngster Saudis don't want to work as technicians? Because this is the image. Why I'm ready to work as a technician in America, or in Singapore, or in or Germany? Why I'm feel ashamed to work as a technician in these areas? Why? Any discussions?
I would like to comment something.
Yeah, please.
Please, I will go a little bit in back. هلا احنا في عنا الكالتشر يعني when the owner of that factory you show us that small office, it will not work in our culture. I mean, people did like first image. This is the first impression of the image is the first impression. If you see your office like this, like the same, and we are talking similar now. This garage is a messy, okay, and you will not really go for it. But if you go with the luxury garage, which is cleanest and maybe big in space, but maybe they are not a professional, you'll still go there. But maybe this guy is a professional. Yes, he has a messy. So what I'd like to explain here is maybe also the culture in different countries. We talk about Singapore or Malaysia. I'm sure in Singapore and Malaysia, they have worse than this place also. And in our country, we have better places than this. So I don't know. I mean, this is a thought from my side. This is culture. There is a place where you can find a really organized people with the 5S or whatever they call it, or by زي ما انت حكيت حديث الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم. احنا ديننا بيحثنا على النظافة والترتيب أصلا. So you will find people also by their nature they are very clean, they are very organized. والكوفيد big example إنه في باليوروب they were not knowing what is toilet paper. يعني sorry بنتو بكرامة. Where in our culture is it's not is part من الكلينس للorganizing في ناس هيك وفي ناس هيك. This is what يعني احنا دائما we took example maybe إنه foreigners of Europe إنه they are the perfect. No, في عندهم برضو أغلاط كثير. They are not all of them they are well organized. This is my thought على نقطة إنه الجراج وليش بيشتغلوا ببرا بيقبلوا يشتغلوا in local they don't like to work in such places يعني.
Yes. I agree with you, Mr. Rami. Thank you very much for your. I appreciate. Somebody else? Any other thoughts?
It doesn't look good to work.
Yes.
So yes, it is about culture, but we need to change ourselves and our company. So we can change the culture actually. Culture of our company.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. Somebody else? Yeah, any argument, any thought, any
I
sentence.
think regardless of the messy surrounding, I think also from a safety perspective, it's not good actually.
Yeah, yes, yes. You will never discover any mistake.
Correct.
Yes, you're right. And as Mr. Rami said, it's a small workshop, but you can see it is a small workshop, but actually, sorry for this word, it is full of garbage. It is full of unnecessary things which don't belong here. Let's talk in a Kaizen way. Okay, let's talk in a Kaizen way. It is the customer is not going to pay for this space. The customer is not going to appreciate that you are wasting the space for rubbish. Okay, he's not going to trust you if you are on his car for maintenance if your workshop looks like that. I know you can say yes. I know there are some bizarre cases that sometimes you have a nice workshop and you have a bad, unprofessional people. Yes, you can have this, but this is very, very minor. You have no law for that. But let's, if this is your car, will you feel comfortable to have your car in such an area, in such people who are very, very dirty, and they don't maintain their own place? Why? How will they maintain your car? Probably. Do you want a break?
If the place is like messy, the car will not be fixed. Not in time, not correctly, maybe.
Yes, of course, yes. So it is unprofessional. It is also a reason
if
why.
up to me, I will not send my car there. Never.
Yes. So it's also not safe, as you said. It is not safe. It is housekeeping is always an initial part or significant part in all safety accidents. I'm a safety specialist.
So I have a comment, small comment, that I agree with you. I totally agree that if there is a job vacancy in this workshop and you go for an interview or you want to work there, 99% that you will not feel comfortable to work in such a workplace.
You will not feel proud even.
Yes, not doubt. Also, you will not feel comfortable that you will have a good opportunity or good job description. And I don't know. It's you cannot come every morning and work in such a place.
Yeah, that's right. So you're not happy to work in this one. This means when you're not happy, it means that you are, say, when is the job finished? So you're now here with your body, not with your mind. So you'll use the mobile to get to relieve your mind from thinking about this situation, ugly situation. You use some games. Maybe you will try to talk with your friends instead of working. Maybe you will get any chance to go out. Let's say I'm sick. I'm not. You will take any chance to go out of this situation because you don't want this situation to be attached to you. If there, for example, if you have a relative, he wants to get hired, maybe he will get a job here, but he will not feel comfortable. He is not going to feel happy. Maybe he will accept the job out of need, but he's always looking for another place and another situation. This is, but then when you go to the other side of the company, I could not photograph it. Otherwise, I will be in trouble. If you can see the manager's office or the sales office, they are very, very clean and very, very nice and like this. But when you go to the maintenance, this is what is happening. So this is, actually, for me, I know the one I said, Tahara, about, yes, people, we are in our religion, it said, وَثِيَابَكَ فَطَهِّرْ. He did not say to the Prophet, Allah Ta'ala, did not say to the Prophet, ask the maid to clean your clothes. He said to the Prophet to clean his clothes. He had me, yes. Okay, he did not say اجعل الجارية تنظف ثيابك او اجعل الخدامة تنظف ثيابك. انت قال له طهر ثيابك. Clean your clothes. So yes, maybe you can have a maid to do it or not, but still you are responsible. You are responsible to clean your clothes. Okay, if you have a maid, no problem. If you don't have a mate, you have to clean it by yourself. You cannot stay dirty. So that was one, and this ayah was in Mecca, so it was still not even the Islam was big or was spread away in the whole peninsula or something. No, it was on the beginning. Okay, this is the start. Okay, so we have this in our culture. Yani, look, you can see very bad housekeeping. Even if you study safety, if you make a safety audit, if you have ISO 45000, if you want to gain, you will not get ISO like that. You will never. I think even the labor law now, if this comes to you, and see this, it will give you fines, because it's as per the Saudi law that the owner and also the manager of this facility is responsible to maintain the facility and keep it clean and safe. This is the text in Saudi labor law. So if there's any maybe audit coming by the Saudi labor law or by the Saudi occupational health or even by the civil defense, they will give you a lot of fines. If somebody of the customer have made a complaint about this, they will have a hard time with the government. It is not accepted. It is not acceptable per religion. Per our religion, it's not acceptable per the government. It's not acceptable even in our culture. It is the old culture where we were serving the manager, not the customer. Okay, now we are trying to serve the customer. So the customer is not going to pay for such an area. And if he's going to pay it, he's not going to come back to you after that, after he paid, because he got already a bad impression about your work. Good work is. That's why when I showed you in the in Toyota Museum, good work is good thinking. This is a way that you're not these people are not thinking correctly. And I really, if they are not sick mentally, maybe after a while they will become mentally ill. These people. It's not impossible to become mentally ill in such an area. If you are in such an area, even the cat is cleaning himself, and it's covering his mess by himself. Let's have this as an example. Okay, for example, 5S is all about that you discover.
Yes, I have a question.
Yes, Mr. Ahmed.
So how I know that this like place is organized well or is organized enough or clean enough? Is there like a benchmark? Because you know from business to business or from like area to area is different. Yani from our side, I can give you example from our like business, from our second factory. It's supposed to be like a dirty with the dust because it's the natural of production. Usually I'm producing, there is like a lot of dust. It like takes some time to collect those dust. So if you come to the factory, you will see it's the dusty. Or let's take the same situation with this workshop, technician workshop. It's like it should be like a lot of oils, a lot of like spare parts, because he's working. So how I can match between the cost of the time that I will spend it on cleaning and the cleaning as a cost benefit for me. For me, should I stop like every 1 hour to clean, every 50 minutes to clean, and what's the level of cleaning I have to keep to say, okay, now I'm organized, I'm cleaned.
Yes, of course, as you said, Mr. Ahmed. Thank you for your interview. As you said that every company it's different, every situation is different. Of course, the MAM is a sandy place, it's open place. There will always be some sand, right? That's right. I agree with you. But also, and maybe also the type of operation, it will cause some type of rubbish or of sand or like that. But for example, if this happened to your house, maybe if you live in a villa and the sand comes in the MAM or in Jeddah, okay, and all your the area of the villa surrounding is sandy, will you leave it or will you clean it, and will you pay somebody to clean it?
definitely I'll clean it. But now I'm talking about
Okay.
Yeah, definitely I'll clean it. But I'm talking about يعني لو I give you an example of our factory, because the nature of the production itself, it's like producing dust. So it's normal to have a dust. In my home, in my place, it's not normal to have a dust. I have to clean it. But sometimes it's normal to have like a dusty place. It's normal to have like in the workshop, in that garage, it's normal to have an oils in the floors, because it's the nature of the business. So I want to reach to the level that okay, I have to clean it, but for the certain يعني for which limit or for which يعني or how I can explain it. يعني
Yeah,
how
you
I
want
can
to know
say
a
that now
benchmark, yes.
it's clean enough to my business. You got my point? يعني for the workshop, okay, if I يعني that is up to this level, it's for me, it's okay. So what's this level and how to match it as a cost wise? But at the end, if I want to stop and clean, it will cost me. You got my point? So I have to match between both of those things: cleaning, organizing, and cost thing.
Yeah, of course. You cannot say, okay, let's do, for example, 6 hours 5S and 2 hours we work. No. You have to assign a time for clinic. It is, you know, in Japan, they what do they say? They say like this. If you, I don't know if you see me. Can you see me? They will say like this. It's time. You have time for your safety and you have time for your cleanliness. So you have to stop the work maybe a half hour before the end of the shift and clean the area. It doesn't mean that this area needs to be clean like the office or like, for example, the lab. No, there's different standards for the lab, for the offices, for the library, for the mosque, and for the production area. There must be some type of cleanliness. But you have to have assigned some time for cleaning. And clean up time, it's in Aramco is 15 minutes before duty end, before shift end. Of course, this is a workshop work, okay? Also filthy and clean, but you have to clean your workshop, you have to clean your area, you have to clean everything. It must be clean and tidy. So at least 20 minutes or 15 minutes, depending on the nature of the work, you have to assign time for safety and you have to assign time for cleanliness.
So it has to be part of
yes, but I don't mean that you clean the area of the factory like the lab. But also the lab, it needs some style. There must be, it must be shiny. A lab must be shiny. It must be fully shined. Okay. It must be perfect and clean in the lab. But let's say in the factory, but when you see, for example, the sand is accumulated on the top and in the area and in the pedestrian area, and wherever you go, you are standing on sand. So it is time that you clean the sand and resolve it, either recycle it or remove it from your site. Maybe it's a good idea to assign 20 minutes before the end of the shift to clean this the area. It's a part of their job. You cannot say for a labor, for example, to clean the toilet. He might refuse, but you can ask him. It is as per the labor law to clean his area. It's his duty. Whatever employee level he is, it's his duty to maintain the tools and the area clean and safety as per Saudi law. So you can.
I can add something.
Yes.
Yeah, I can add something. Like, okay, maybe for the first time or second time, it will take too much time to clean. But once it's cleaned, and when you are doing every day, it will not take much time, because it's the habit, and it's already not too much dusty or too much waste is there. So it will not take much time to clean.
Yeah, you can.
Ahmed, sorry, Ahmed, you were saying that the process itself is generating dust, right? Isn't there a way or an equipment,
yes, I think
that can I mean, I don't know the process, but I'm just trying to understand why it can.
Can you explain more, please?
No,
yeah.
No. What I'm saying is, if he was saying that the process itself is susceptible to generate dust and the powder. So I don't know the process exactly, but I'm just wondering if there is a way to capture this dust, before it flies everywhere onto the machine, on the floor, just to capture and, just a dust collector, something like
this
that.
This is a Kaizen thinker. This is a Kaizen thinker. Yes, very good. I appreciate. Very
something
good.
like that.
And okay, please give me your opinion. We share your opinion, please.
Because I don't know the process. That's why I'm not so sure. But then
yes, you can find ways to stop the waste of the sand.
Because,
yes, of course.
The best way is to capture at the source of formation.
Yes.
After that, if you want to clean afterwards, it is going to take a lot of time. Obviously.
Yeah, this is a Kaizen thinker. So you have to go there and ask the people how to clean this and how they can prevent it from occurring the first time. Maybe this is a good idea. Of course, we never expect that the manufacturing area will be like the lab. And we will not expect that the lab will be the same like the office. Everything have its standard, okay? But it must be standard. We cannot tolerate a messy office for a long time. Okay, now we are now in a crisis. We are now in a project. Okay, let's say, but you have to clean this before the project ends. You have to clean this before the end of the shift. Okay, so never mind. Take 20 minutes to stop the work and to keep us in work and to clean the area. In Toyota, you feel you can go for let me say, if you go to a mall now let's not go to Toyota, go in Dhahran. If I go in Dhahran mall, I can sleep on the floor with my top without getting dirty. I'm not just saying that I'm going to do that. But I can do this, I think, in the mall, in some malls, in DMM or Dhahran. Is that right or not? Everything is shiny, everything is clean. What does this mean? And then you have other malls which are not very, very clean. Okay, they're just clean on demand, and which the mall it's more getting more attraction. And it's getting more sales and getting more rent.
The clean one.
Surely the
Yes,
clean
the clean
one.
one. But we also in DMM, you have a lot of. I went to the malls also in Jeddah. We have this. It's very, very clean. It's shiny. Really, your child can fall on the floor. You don't need to wash his hands. Okay, it is clean. You cannot see any black, any dirt. We are in a desert country, but still, it is very clean. Even the toilets. Very clean. There is 24 hours. There is somebody in the toilet. He's not just coming cleaning. No, he's inside there, assigned to do this, and as per standards. Okay, well, let's not go far away from the situation, but really, cleaning is very important. It's also in hospitals, in the factories. If you, for example, do a new product, maybe your new product can get contaminated from the dust in the area, which is already in the area. It can. It means that it will affect your quality. Okay. How will you do 5S? You have first to take a picture of the area, okay? And you mark the place where you take the picture. Of course, you can see it's a messy place. Then what you do sort. You remove anything from this place, which does not belong to here, then what you will do, you will set them up in a right way, so you know and you can decide what to keep and what not to keep and where to put everything. And then you can start continuously improving. Then the continuous improvement starts. You can see this was here. For example, you can see the paint. Where's the paint now? It is on a shelf. You can see the tools. Where are the tools now? They are on a board. You can see the bicycle. It was lying. It was on the side. Yes, but you assigned a place for it. So just improve it and put it on the wall. So the continuous, it is starting by taking a picture, by sorting out what is not needed, by setting up and then cleaning the area, so you can see exactly how you can continuously improve this area, which will result into this. Which will result in that you take a picture, you can record it and take a picture of this. This is Kaikaku, means dramatic change. It's not a Kaizen. It's not a Lituan Kaizen, Lyon Kaizen. It's not a small continuous improvement. It is a radical change. It's a big change between the first picture and the second picture after implementing the 5S. It's a radical change. You can see even in a bathroom, one of the hotels, 5-star hotels, you can see there's a standard, which is the management responsibility to standardize, and then to check on, and then to sustain by checking on the performance. Okay. Red tag area. What is red tag? Red tag is that you start first with the red tag area. Because when you are not used to 5S, then they have a lot of rubbish, and I have a lot of parts. Maybe also in your store you have a lot of parts which are not moved since 1 year or 2 years. So these are considered red tag. So you put them in a red tag area, and then you can decide what to do with them. Okay. You can decide either to sell it, to salvage it, to scrap it, whatever, to distribute it, to donate it, whatever you can do. So you make a dramatical change in the inventory, and you have a lot of space in your store for new storage. So that's why they assign a red tag area first in the when you start a 5S, you have to assign this area. Okay. For example, what is the importance of 5S? What is missing here? Take your time. What is missing?
Sorting.
It's only sorting, but you don't know what is missing here. What is the tool missing? Okay.
Yeah, because
yes, but
it's
let's
not
now
very
see
easy.
after 5S what tool is missing.
Scissors.
In 1 second, you know what is missing. So what will you do at the end of the shift? You will just look for it, okay, and put it there. So you know exactly what tool is missing just by. So it is about 5S is about working in a way you discover the mistakes. Okay, so. For example, what can we? Why did we choose this office? Because it's the worst, one of the worst area. When you start the 5S, you don't implement it in the whole company. You zone the facility, and you use, for example, 4 zones, and you implement the 5S on the first zone, which is the most difficult one. And then you picture it and record it. But also you have to make a project. You can see the reason the project chosen: difficult to move around as a cluttered office, difficult to find information and supplies. The tools used on this project is cleaning equipment and 5S principles. And you take a picture of before. Then what will happen after you clean it and you stop the work to keep in work for 5S? Maybe it will take you about half an hour the first time. Later, it will not take you half an hour. It will take you 5 times, as Mr. Rami said. You will see the results. Unwanted material were discarded, less waste, transportation, motion, waiting time, improved staff morale. Next step is to conduct 5S audits and 5S for other common areas. So this is going to be distributed by email to all employees about zone number 1 or area number 1. A picture of before, a picture of after, and it is explaining a lot. And what is the next step is that we conduct monthly 5S audits. In my case, if I am the CEO, I would assign quality assurance to do this 5S audit. It's a part of their job to have a monthly or weekly audit if necessary in some areas, and to maintain in order to maintain the 5S. And then we start another area. We will picture it. We will clean it, we will sort it, set up it, shine it, and then improve it, and then we go to another area until we finish the whole factory or the whole area, the whole facility, and then we have implemented the 5S. Now it is time to sustain 5S. So you can see this is the report for the record, and which will be distributed to the employees. You can see before, and then you can see after. And then you can see what tools are used. It's only cleaning equipment. It is nothing. It is a matter of 100 riyal or 50 riyal, but it's a dramatic change. Okay, what about what we get rid of it? It can be either stored for reuse, or it can be put in the red tag area where everything is kept until you can resolve the problem. You can give it to your logistic department to either salvage it, sell it, scrap it, whatever. Of course, it's always nice to award the team. For example, you have a party in this zone. You give a 5S accreditation award to the team. You can put a name. You can say, for example, Mr. Ahmed Halawa was in the team which implemented the 5S in the department, and this appreciation, and like that we can see also like this. Maybe you can put a team certificate for the team, and then you can distribute a Bravo card, or maybe you can have some type of cake, or maybe even bake, or even ta'miyah, or anything, just a small party to show the people what we have done, and also to make people happy, because when people are happy, they are going to work better. What is the first obligation, and what is the first challenge? Is the higher management. The biggest reason for 5S failure in any company is higher management. In 2019, I was requested to go to Rabigh. There's one company, it's called Arabic Japanese filter company. They're making the filters for the distillation plants. It's actually a Japanese, it was a Japanese company, but then it took over by Saudi management. They told me to teach them KAIZEN and 5S. And I asked them, why didn't the Japanese do this? They said, yes, they have done this before. And then we were doing 5S in the parking area beside us in the area. We were doing the cleanliness for everything. But when a Saudi, let's say, not say a nationality, when another manager came, another non-Japanese manager came, what did he say? He said, okay, good, 5S is very good. But then he said to them, let them clean the air condition for the admin building. You know, the one in the production. They should clean the area or for the air conditions for the office building. Then they said, then it started that people are withdrawing from the 5S. Every time there's a 5S, they will not participate. They will take sick leave. They will take excuses until 5S died. So this was after I have put in 5S. I told the management this one, and they said they're going to implement it. And of course, if you don't want to do this, you should at least not participate in 5. You should at least not sabotage it and abuse it. Okay, You under the name of 5S, you ask them to do jobs which is not their job. Maybe you save a lot of some money or some time, but you have damaged the 5S. For example, if you want them to clean the toilets, you have to start with yourself. But for their area, yes, they're responsible. It's the first one said to sort out the area, to set up the tools, to shine the area and the clean and to the products. It is their duty, whatever the level is of organization level is, from the bottom to the top. But if you want them to volunteer, like in this Japanese factory, you have to start by yourself. You have to be, your name must be on the schedule. But I don't tell you to do this now, not at the beginning. Let's do this after 5 years with our children, inshallah, when they come and when they arrive in the company. Maybe they will do this after we have teach them the 5S. So it's a gradual improvement. You don't need to do a whole change, but let's start little by little. So 5S is a part of the suggestion system. It's also a part of continuous improvement teams. Let's see this video, and before we go to break, we'll go to break at 12 o'clock and to 12:20. But let's see a video. Can you hear it? Okay, so easy steps to start 5S is go to work, take notes. Yes, Mr. Yahya. تفضل. Yes, please. Okay, go to work, take notes, involve everyone. Of course, you have to get approval. You will have to start a charter for 5S from the highest position in your factory or in your facility. It must be a letter must be distributed to all employees that there will be 5S. All employees must have a 5S course. It's a 5 hours course, 1 day course of 5S. Document the new situation. Of course, the old situation you have documented, and then document the new situation. Let's have a group's exercise. Write down the main benefit of implementing 5S in your workplace. And then you can share it with us. But don't repeat. So if somebody says something, the other one should not repeat the same sentence. Can we do that? We have 10 more minutes to take a break.
Everything will be organized and clean.
Okay, very good.
And easy to find.
Thank you. Somebody else? More participation, please.
Better efficiency.
Yes, explain.
I mean, the time, you don't lose a lot of time in doing things. Since it is
okay.
already, 5S
You don't lose. There's no waste time looking for things. Yes, you are right. Thank you.
Also, we don't waste our time fixing our mistakes.
Yes, because the mistakes are because they're discovered when they are small, and you can solve them when they're small. It's very easy to solve them when they're small. They don't get big, and then you try to solve them. It's waste of time. Thank you very much, Mr. Mohayed. Thank you.
We'll be saving energy for finding the things we need during our working hours.
Easily accessible.
Okay.
Everyone will know what to do and when and how.
Yes, teamwork. It enhances teamwork. Yes. What else?
Eliminate the office spec products.
We will save non-value added activities.
Yes.
Cutting cost.
And also, don't forget the customer. Don't forget the customer. Something else?
Cutting cost.
Cutting cost, yes. By reducing the mistakes and concentrating on quality. Right. Okay. What is higher management is a part of the 5S success. Of the 5S success. Explain the difference between commitment and involvement.
Lead by example, I think, would summarize this commitment and involvement.
Yes.
Lead by example.
Right, right. So if he leads by example, he is committed. If you don't lead by example, okay, he's involved. Can you say like that?
True, yes.
Okay, no problem. Okay. Somebody else want to share his thoughts, opinion?
Involvement is necessary for the management because as we saw in your lecture also, when management involves, it has a trickle down effect to the lower staff. And they are encouraged to do it, and they have to do it then.
Yes, you are right. You are right, mashallah. And what else? Somebody else, thank you. Okay, so we need commitment, but all involvement is also maybe the first step. Maybe everybody there's a new system for everybody. So if you're involved, you have to move to commitment. And as I said, setting an example is a sign of commitment. Making audits and every week audit of audit and and asking the people to make 5S, to stop the work, for schedule a certain work stoppage, to make 5S with the empowerment of management, of higher management, is a sign of commitment. A letter from management is a sign of commitment. A training of all employees and of all levels, especially the one in the floor. Okay, it's a 5S is a commitment by higher management. Making rewards of 5S teams who are maintaining a good, nice area, clean area, with taking the difference in consideration. We cannot say, for example, somebody is working in the store, he's doing a better job cleaning than the one in the factory, because there's different situation. But let's say the best one, the best labor, or the best engineer, or the best operator, or the who's using 5S, and he's cleaning his job and he's maintaining 5S, he should be rewarded. There should be a reward. And of course, there should be some negative reinforcements on the team. Yes, why not? We will take this into consideration even in the monthly in the yearly appraisal. It's about the cleanliness and also the looking of the work. You are not working alone. You are not working on Mars. You are open. Labor law can come anytime. My message is to the higher management. Labor law can come anytime and to inspect the area. And as per labor law, it is the responsibility of management to maintain a clean and safety area. And okay, and so be careful of this. So there will be fines if they discover that management is neglecting cleanliness and safetiness in that area, regardless of anything else. So there will be fines. Also, the civil defense, they might come to your factory, and they should come. Actually, should be periodic audits on safetiness, especially in chemical factories, by civil defense. They should know what type of chemicals you have, so they can prevent it they can get special fire-fighting devices for these chemicals. There will be also by the SOSHA. SOSHA is the new occupational safety and health organization working under labor law, under the Ministry of Labor. It is an independent administration. It is concerned about safety. And the first thing, guess what? The first thing they're going to notice is housekeeping. Okay, housekeeping is the major significant factor in all safety accidents. We have no time now to explain that, but it's because it's out of scope of this training. So be careful, management. Be careful. There will be. Might come Wazat al-Tijara. It might come any other minister. They might, if they feel, if they see it's not very clean. So there will be fines. Okay. So write down or tell us, everybody. I want everybody to involve. We have 5 more minutes to the break. Tell us the barriers at your organization to prevent the success of 5S. Let's be honest. There's no offense. Don't mean names. Never say names. But speak honestly. What is the main barrier, in your opinion, that prevent the success of 5S? I want to have everybody's opinion. Please.
Mindset.
The mindset.
Our behavior.
Yes.
More role model people.
Communication.
No role model. Yeah, yes, role model.
No, more role model people.
More role model. Okay, very good.
Communications.
Communication. Okay, good. Please write this down. Please write this. We have to write this down. This is very, very important. As you said, communication. No. Okay. What else? And mindset. What else?
Role modeling.
Okay. So we have written this. What else? We need something else. Crisis management. Is it crisis management?
No, because if you wait until the crisis happens, then you didn't apply the 5S.
Okay, so good. Okay, very good. So what else is the barrier? What can be a barrier of implementing 5S in your company, in your facility?
Not appreciating.
No appreciating. Yes, no appreciating. Very good, very good. This is very honest. Yes, you're right. So, Mr. Manager, dear higher management, please appreciate the people who do 5S willingly. Please communicate 5S, the importance of it, so that whenever anybody see me holding a broom, will not say, what's happening to you? Are you sick? No. He will know that I'm a productive man. I will feel proud to do that. Also, a role model. Please also do it in front of us. I think and also what we said, the mindset. Make a letter, make a training for all employees. Make a schedule for all the employees to have a 5S. It's a matter of 1 day, 5 days, a 5-hour training. That's all we need. Make a reward system. A small, don't need to be a big one. You can make a small party for somebody. You can make a recognition, a certificate. If you notice some of the workers, laborers, managers, supervisors, assistants, administrators, HR, whatever, who is doing a 5S, who's doing a good job in 5S. So there must be some type of award. And as he said, no appreciation. Please appreciate them. Make party. Make some even small amount of rewards. Some people, some company like Glaxo in Jeddah, they have Bravo cards of 100 and 200 riyals. Every year, the manager has 10 cards. He can distribute it, and so of course he can use it wherever he needs, where he found something, where he can document an improvement. So you can do this. It's nothing. It's a little amount, but it means a lot. If you don't have any money, if you have no cash flow too much, you don't want to have another burden. Certificates, a small party inside the company. It's good. It is enough. Something else. What did we miss? Please tell us. Please, everybody. I want everybody to participate. We have 2 more minutes for the break.
Proper understanding of the 5S.
Okay, that's what we can do by training, communication. Okay, what
Excuse
else?
me, Dr. Husni.
Yes, please.
I'm sorry for the interruption. Dr. Husni, regarding the 5S exercise in the Word format,
yeah,
I do have the link for Google Drive. Should I paste it in the chat? So
yes,
that
please.
people can download it?
Yes, please. Thank you very much. And after the course today, please print it and try it yourself. You can see how much 5S is benefiting your cycle time and your lead time. Thank you, Mr. Anas.
Yes.
We have 1 more minute. Anybody else want
I-
to tell anything?
Guys, I just pasted the Google Drive link in the chat. You can download the Word file, and then you can fill up the exam whenever the doctor tells you to, and you can send it back. I can also share my email, so you can send it back to my email. Thank you very much. Sorry for the interruption, doctor. Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, so we conclude what we have now from Astra. What I get, the mindset is one of the barriers. More role models. They are not enough. The models. This is one of the barriers. Communication is one of the barriers, and no appreciation. These are the barriers of implementing the 5S in Astra, but it is not impossible. It's possible. We can, and this is what we have written down, and this is my message to the management. Please try to change the mindset. More role models, communication, which is also included in training, and also no appreciation and more appreciation for the 5S. Notice somebody who is always safety, who is always working cleanly. Notice him, make him a role model, appreciate him in front of the others. Give him a small reward, whatever, money or certificate or so even a party, whatever. I will leave this to you. It's up to you, this one, and I hope that we have understood 5S. We will go to another lesson after the break, inshallah. So let's be back. I will write it here. We will be back at 12:20. Okay? Is it okay?
Okay.
Yalla. Have a nice day. Have a nice time.
Okay, inshallah.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله.
هنبدأ بعد دقيقة واحدة إن شاء الله. طيب بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. دائما بعد ال 5S نطبق الإدارة المرئية.
English, please, sir.
Thank you, thank you. After 5S, we always we can implement the visual management. Visual management is a part of KAIZEN. It's a part of communication to communicate what is important to the company, to the employees. It's enabling the employees to determine what is important and what is urgent and what is not urgent. It enables the employee to benchmark their performance. It enables the employees to plan, do, check, act for a new project or for a new assignment based on the information is available. You can examples of visuals. You can have status board where you put all the announcements. Maybe every company have this. You can have indicator lights. For example, like Toyota or like in Panda or in Danube, you can see the cashier have an indicator light. If his light is on, this means he's accepting. If the light is closed, that means he's doing some administrative job. He cannot accept cashiering your goods. Color coding of products, of tools, it's also a part of visual management. Also, process control boards and graphs and statistical graphs. All these are visual controls. We are using them. Every company uses these. Direction of flow indicators, gauges showing normal operating range, fluid markings of the area. All these are visual indicators or visual tools of visual management. So the first part is to have a workplace organization through 5S. Then you have a visual display, you have visual measures, and you have visual management. The aim of visual management is that you in an instant the view that you have a view of the situation either globally or locally for all the employees. What is right, what is wrong, what is done, what is left to be done, the delays, norms, methods, etc. Resources, tools, equipment, and material. We see together, we know together, we act together, and we achieve together. Who needs visual? It is management, first one. They want to know who needs my help. Where should I put my focus? Where's the problems I should solve? What is the status of our employees, of our customers? All these are the questions the management asks in the morning. So he needs to have some visual management to see and to start making the plan, do, check, act. Also the team, where should we start? What is important today? Is there any change? What is requested from me? Are I doing the right work? All these are the team needs to know in the morning to make their plan, do, check, act. The customer, he wants to know when to receive the goods or the product. Is everything okay? Is there going to be a delay? Like for example, when you send something per DHL, the customer knows exactly where his parcel or his shipment is. Just by entering the tracking number, he knows exactly what happened to his shipment. If there's any delay, he will know. If there's any problem, he will know. Where is it now and when will it arrive? He will know. So he sees that the whole time. He is with the movement. Every time the DHL moves the road, the customer can see the movement. Also in Amazon, if there's delay, they will tell you, they will send you an SMS, there's going to be a delay. If there's a cancellation, they will tell you that there's a cancellation. And you know exactly, and then they will tell you when exactly they will come. So you know where your goods are, where your part of it. That is very important, visual management. So visual management is important to the management, to the team in the shop floor or in the factory floor, and also to the customer. This is a basic question. Which one of these handles should be handled carefully?
Obviously red one.
Yes, because the red one means hot water. It means that I should first open the cold one and then carefully open the red one. Is that right? So I can make my plans. So in Bangladesh, it's the same. In Syria, in Lebanon, in Turkey, in Saudi, everywhere is the same. Red is hot and blue is cold. So just the color code makes me think differently, make me act differently. Can you think about that? Can you imagine that? That only a color code is determining my behavior or my required behavior. For example, this. What is this? These lines for? These lines are for what?
Parking.
For the parking, but to have more space. Without these lines, everybody would park the space however suitable. No, but like this, so we will know exactly who is violating the parking place, and we can find him. We can remove him immediately. So it is actually, the place is now exposing any mistakes. Once there's a mistake, you will see it from far away. You don't need to be in the parking lot. You can just in your office to see exactly which car is badly parking and which car is going to get a fine or maybe removed. What is required now from your side?
To stop.
To stop. Okay, very good. So what is required now from your side? It is to move. If you don't move, what will happen to you? Okay, this means that people are going to be angry because you did not move. You did not react properly to the visual indicator. So this visual indicator is actually commanding you to move. And if you don't move, the more people behind you will tell you to move, and they will not tolerate that you don't move. All right? Is that right? For example, this one. Instead of writing down how to fix the cup, it is better that you put in pictures. This is in visuals. You can see that in this company there's a visual management targets. You can see there's a sewing 7 and ASI 6, whatever. You can see that it did not reach the target, so there's not a smiley face. It is very easy to put this one, to put a project, to just bring one LCD or television for 500 Riyal, put it in the power source, get a USB, put all the information you need about the project, about the order, manufacturing order, and all the updates, and put it inside. So everybody know exactly what we are working on and where we are and what is required for ourselves, from our side. Any visual metrics of statistics and graphs produced by Excel are actually visual metrics. A picture is worth more than 1,000 words. This is what I showed before. Okay, so you can see here, for example, where is the problem? It will show you the problem immediately. So you're not a part of this factory, but you will discover that there's a mistake. What is the mistake here?
In the middle one.
Yes. You can see because of a standard and the number is not fixing, should be for 6702, while somebody put 5721. So now immediately you can discover the mistake and fix it without any cost. This is also a visual management. It's a board. You have an idea under revision, an idea to be practiced under doing, and also you can see the ideas which are done. So anybody will come, he will see exactly what is happening to the continuous improvement or to the suggestion system. You can see, for example, a shift. You can put a shift target for the shift, and then you can see the score of shift number 1 and shift number 2 and shift number 3, for example. You can see which shift is behind, and you can now recall this shift, the one behind, and ask them for the reason, why are you behind? What is your justification? And he cannot say no because he can see the other system scores. So that is about visual management. Even Boeing have used the visual management. As you can see that if the aircraft moves to each level, it must have done certain amount of work. So as the nose is now in this paragraph, this means that it have done so and so, assembled. If it moves more to other paragraph, it needs to be so and such assembled. So it's a visual indicator of what is the progress of work inside the aircraft. You don't need to go inside and check. You can just need the movement of the aircraft indicates what is done and what is not done. Also, this one is in a medical clinic. Every time the people come to the nurse and ask who's the doctor in the morning, who's doctor in the night, who's doctor in the evening. So what did this nurse do? They printed the name of all the doctors, and then every morning he puts the name of the doctor in the morning, in the afternoon, and also nighttime. So when somebody comes inside, he don't need to ask, he can just see who is the doctor available. A visual board takes only a tape of you, one board, tape, and maybe some permanent writer, and then you can design your own visual board. You can see here in this board there's a backlog to be done. There are some jobs which are very cool. You can do when you are in your time when you are relaxed, and there's hot work which must be done urgently, and which is now currently in process. And then you can see what is done. Of course, these will be then transferred to record for everyday performance. This is a visual, so everybody know exactly what is happening. Which of these products must be reordered?
Snickers.
Snickers.
Yes, by using the visual management, the one in the grocery know what exactly. It's not only Snickers, it's not the Snickers, and the other one here is I don't know. It's a chewing gum. I think it is always. It's only one more left. So he know exactly how much we have there. This is a Kanban system. This is all called Kanban, but we can. It's also a part of visual management. So visual management, it's a tool for everybody to think as a team and to act as a team. Like this one, for example, when somebody is assembling bearings, instead of using a blunt text, okay, you just can put a picture, what to do and what not to do, by comparing the end product with the picture. I remember in one of the factories, there was an inspector checking the parts. And I asked them, you can remove the inspector and spare the inspector and give him another assignment by just making picture of the acceptable products and not acceptable products. So the one who is making it will check the picture and see if this is as per picture, it will go to the next phase. If it's not as per picture, it will just go to the scrap bin. So you don't need an inspector for this. So you can save inspector time and money to do something else just by replacing it with a picture.
You may not have realized it before now, but you won't get lean until you get visual. Lean manufacturing, also known as KAIZEN or continuous improvement, uses a variety of tools to eliminate unseen waste. The foundation of all these tools is a visual system.
They say a picture's worth 1,000 words. Well,
can you
for
see
every
the
different
film?
visual cue you have there, it's worth 1,000 words that a manager is going to say
Yes,
to an
yes.
employee.
Without the right information, maximizing and sustaining the benefits gained through continuous improvement is an impossible task.
Anybody can run a 5S blitz and go through the steps and all that, and then a week later you're almost back to the way you were, except now you got lines painted on the floor.
Our first mistake? We fail to understand that 5S is only one component of a true visual workplace. We don't realize that without the visuals in place to assist and sustain our efforts, every idea and improvement our employees come up with will sink in the quicksand of everyday work, missed by the majority of our employees or isolated in one tiny area. Out of sight, out of mind. But we don't just need visuals. We need visuals that are fast, easy to make, and inexpensive. This is the whole point of continuous improvement, that our employees can have an idea, implement that idea rapidly and inexpensively, and change that idea at a moment's notice as new information arises. Buying visuals from an outside source creates a roadblock made of cost and time that prevents our people from making the small, everyday changes demanded by the Kaizen way. With the right set of tools, creating a truly visual, cost-saving workspace in-house is easy. Visual Workplace provides those tools in the form of a complete system that includes software and hardware that allows manufacturing companies and their employees to create inexpensive, high-impact visuals in-house. By using our mobile in-house sign shop, includes everything you need to get started immediately. With the unit being self-contained and mobile, move from one location to another fast and easily to create signs where and when you need them at a moment's notice for very little cost compared to outsourcing. Your employees can create work instructions, dry erase boards, tool shadows, magnetic labels, floor graphics, directional signage, safety signs, and hundreds of other visual controls at a moment's notice as new ideas arise, and for very little cost. Further, with virtually no size limitations, the system creates everything from the very small to the exceptionally large.
The fact is, it's a pretty foolproof system. And when you can make your own signs and you can do it when you need it, that's crucial. And you know, when we're teaching lean, as an example, we do a public lean workshop and use their sign making, and someone says, well, we should have a sign that says this, and it should be right here, and it should be this big. Someone who can run that machine, 5 minutes later comes back, we put it up, and that improvement's made. And when you're doing Kaizen or continuous improvement, and you can make these changes, the people that see it appreciate it because you talk about it, and right after you talk about it, someone can make that sign and do that action. And ultimately what you end up getting is more buy-in. If people see it and they don't just discuss it, there's too many companies out there trying to practice lean where they meet in a boardroom and they talk about it for days and days. Lean is about action, about doing things. You say, this doesn't make sense, let's change it. You change it. And by using their system, you can basically say, okay, this is what I need, and I need it right now, and this is the color I need it, and this is the size I need it. And by having that in, it gives you that flexibility.
Visual Workplace has worked with thousands of visual factories throughout the US, Canada, and Mexico. We know what works and what doesn't. Get your team up to speed rapidly using our new online support website, giving you access to thousands of best practice lean templates, software downloads, manual downloads, weekly training webinars, training videos, and technical support. Customize them or use them just the way they are.
The beauty of Visual Workplace is not only do they have the sign-making equipment, but they understand Lean. They understand 5S. So when they're talking to clients, they're talking in a language that they understand. It allows them to help the client. So for instance, they have 500 templates, and those templates all relate to Lean improvement. So if they need a tool board, if they need a scheduling board, if they need a simple sign that says trash bin, it's part of the template package. You can do it. You don't have to be...
You may not...
Okay, remember, your visual display tell others what is important to your company. So that is about visual management. Always, it is very easy now to use screens and to put a USB in the screen. Update the USB every day or every week. So to tell them where we are and how much is finished and how much is still to be done, so that everybody work and do the plan, do, check, act. As I said before, the Japanese were ahead of the Western management by using the quality assurance. The Western management did not know about quality assurance until 1985, when they changed from QC to QA. Actually, the Western management and Western factory or manufacturing was based on inspection. And we will take a case study now about inspection, about how to change, why we need to change from QC to QA. When we have a culture of QC, we can, and depending on it, it is better that you go to a culture of QA to save time and money and to stay in the market. This is a business case. Porsche is a German quality car. It is very old, since the Second World War. And it's a family business. It was a family business. And they were in crisis in 1991 and 1992. In 1990, the profit was 10 million of Porsche on sales, and the sales were 3.1 million. Yani Porsche had a sale, an annual sale of 3.1 billion, but the profit was only 10 million. It was very, very small profit. Can you explain that to me? Why do you assume that Porsche have this very, very small profit?
Quality issue, most probably. And when they spend money after sales on the quality issues,
yes,
may create huge expense.
Yes, because of the warranty, because of the mistakes, because of the high cost of inspection. We will see this now in the next slide. Very good, thank you. Look, for example, in 1992, they did not change anything. They just stayed as is. They said, why should we change? 1992, there was a loss of 154 million. The profit was consumed and turned into minus 154 million. But let's see the sales. The sales dropped from 3.1 billion to 1.6 billion. What does this mean? Please,
Customer
everybody
doesn't trust.
The
Customer doesn't trust.
You lose customers.
No.
Yes, look, you lose the customers. And also the cost was increasing. You can see the customer, the sales was 3.1 billion, Miss. Okay, it was 3.1 billion, and now it dropped to. But the revenue was, or the profit was 10 million. The profit is now minus 154 million on sales of 1.6 billion, which means the Porsche was losing customer. And you know that the customers, when you lose a customer, he will not tell you immediately why. Out of 15 customers, only one customer who will complain. The rest will not complain. The rest will just keep silent and gossip about your product, and will not buy again your product, and will convince the other people under his command to not buy this product again when somebody asks him. So what happened in 1992? The sales dropped from 3 billion to 1.6 billion, while the cost maintained gradually increasing, and sales is not looking to rebound in the short term for the 1 to 2 years. Companies set to get under in 18 months. The German government have taken action. They removed the CEO of the Porsche family and assigned another CEO. The name is there, but let's say it's not important, his name. He decided, this man decided that he will take Toyota consulting wing. Okay, so Toyota visited Porsche, the ground floor, the first thing they were doing, and then they checked, and then they take a view of how is the production line. You can see there's one production line worker on the right and one production line worker on the left. How much experience does this line worker have? 0 to 3 years. Okay? Who is controlling this worker? There is a general IR. What is IR? Inspection and reworker. So this is an inspector who will what? Fix any mistake the production line worker do. On the right side, and the one on the left side fix the mistake any production worker do on the left side. Is that right? Can you see that? Now is it clear now? Is it clear? Okay. Okay, now then when we go to the next phase, after the production line, you will find there's a paint and body IR. What is IR meaning? Inspection and repair and rebuild. He have 5 to 10 years experience. So anything missed by the first one who have 3 to 5 experience, he will fix it. Then on the other side, you have a mechanical INR, inspector and rebuilder. He have 5 to 10 years experience, and he will fix all the things which are done or passed by the inspector of the production line. So is this double work? Why didn't the first inspector discover all the mistakes? Why do we need another inspector to inspect on the inspector's inspection? Why?
Because they are unskilled, 0 to 3 years.
Yes.
The beginning of line. You can shift the 20 years skilled to be in the beginning of the line.
Yes. Yes, this will happen now. You will see. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. But don't burn it now. This is what's going to happen. Yes. For example, then after you go to the after you finish the paint and body and the mechanical, you will go to a final INR who has a 20-year skilled. And he will, what will he do? He will fix anything missed by the mechanical and the paint and body INR. So you are inspecting and then inspecting the inspector, and then you inspector the inspecting the inspector. Okay? And then what is happening? Pre-delivery inspection center, 5 to 15 years on the left, and pre-delivery inspection center, 5 to 15 years on the right. Before it goes to the retailer, they will also make a pre-delivery inspection and fix everything again, what is not fixed by the 20 years skilled. So we inspect, that was Porsche, they inspect the work, and then they fix the work, then they inspect the work again and fix the work again, and then they fix this work again, then they inspect the work again, and fix the work again, and then finally they inspect the work again, and then they fix the work again. So they will be depending on a culture of inspection, of QC, depending on QC. Okay? You can see that it is not very proficient job to have inspection, because you know Somebody else is going to inspect your inspection and find mistakes. Okay, let's go to the next phase and fix the next slide. Toyota general observation: the product was delivered to the customer was a quality product. The change revolution they needed was in the operation areas. They needed to move from an industry of checking to a right first time process philosophy. The skilled staff were fault finders. Their skilled workforce reworked the faults so process owner never learned. No continuous improvement. Porsche seemed to plan it to get it wrong every day. Checking and reworking was built into the career path of their high-performance staff. Despite of this checking, Porsche have never built a car first time fault-free. Every time it passes the inspection and then it goes out of the production line fault-free. It never went out fault-free. Sorry for that. Toyota planned to get it right first time. What was the plan? They self-inspect early in the process. زي اللي قال لي قبل شوية الانسبكشن قبل ما يروح البرودكشن. More inspect early, not at the end. اثنين, the second one is the quality assurance their process, not quality control their process. Remember? Depend on what? They were depending on QC. Now they are depending on quality control. Okay, the highly skilled guys are in the process coaching and improving. Let's see the performance. In 1991, before Toyota came, the hours to build a 911 Porsche with no engineering changes take 120 hours. When Toyota applied the QA, it took them 76 hours to build a 911. After Toyota left, they continuously improved, and then they reached 45 hours to build a 911 Porsche in 1997. Continuous improvement. Okay. Average defects per vehicle at end of the line, it was 105 in 1991. After implementing the QA quality assurance, it was 45. From 105 to 45, more than 60% improvement. And then they improved again from 45 to 25, almost 42% improvement. So from 105 to 25 mistakes. The full-time car from welding to finished car was 6 weeks in the 1991. With Toyota, it was 5 days. And then they improved it in 1997 to 3 days. Work in process inventories. The inventory, now we are coming to the inventory. I know people don't like inventory to talk about. Let's see. In 1991, Porsche had inventory of 17 days to cover the manufacturing, to cover the logistics, to cover the planning, to cover the processing of the order, to plan the lead time of the order. It's all to cover 17 days. What did Toyota do? They changed it from 17 days to what? 4.2 days. So, and then after Toyota left in 1997, they changed it to 3.2. So they improved more. The summary. Porsche took circa 30% out of the operation cost over 3 years. Again, 1992 loss of, it generated a loss of minus 154 million on sales of 1.6. Let's see Toyota profits. The 1995 profit of 1.2 million on sales of 1.6 million. Please read this again and give me your comments. I want everybody, please, to talk. I see only certain people who are talking and who are participating, but some people, they are not participating. Mr. Jamal, I never heard his name. Mr. Mohammed Bey, Muhammad Hussam, maybe, I think. I need some participation by everybody. We are how much? We are 25 and or 26, but only actually 10 people who are always participation. Appreciate this, but I need some other people to say. Please read this again for 1 minute and tell me your findings. If nobody, just the active guys, please.
Can you repeat again your question?
The question is, read this summary and give me your opinion, your analyze.
Okay.
Obviously, you know, from the they reduce the cost, you know,
yes.
Because the sales value is the same, but the margin, you know, there is a swing from minus 154 to plus 1.2. So the cost is reduced.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah, very good.
Also,
and of course,
because
I mean, it all it's a result of the quality control work they have done, you know, the improvement.
Quality assurance.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say, that because of quality assurance, the again inspection and again repairing cost was taken off. So that's why they became to the problem.
Yes, but look, if this is a traditional company, let's say it's a company in the Middle East, what would the CEO say if he have no Kaizen idea? He would say, okay, increase the marketing, make commercials, huh? Bring new marketing agents and let them do more marketing. How did Toyota start to get back to profits? By reducing the cost.
In fact, they brought the Asians, huh?
Huh?
They brought the Asians to improve the sale. I mean,
yes. They improved the cost. They improved they reduced the cost. Okay, by removing the waste. And then you can see the sale is as is. It's 1.6. But after that, in 1994, a Carrera rolled off the production line defect-free at final inspection. It came out of the production line without inspection, with only one inspection in the final production line without fault. This was the first one in 44-year history, and that's why Porsche is still there. When you see a Porsche now, when you go home, please remember this. This Porsche is available now and it's existing because the transfer from QC to QA, because of Toyota, because of Kaizen. Okay, so they did not concentrate immediately on marketing, on doing more marketing, more commercials, more discounts. They are focused on removing waste from the system and to maintain current sales and also to reduce the cost. That is what we got from Toyota. Any comments? Please feel free to comment. Okay. No comments?
Nice improvements.
Huh?
Nice improvements.
Yes. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, let's see this one. Yeah, please.
Nice improvement of Porsche.
And
this is very nice sentence also. Don't prove, or I will add another word. Don't try to prove.
Yes.
Yani, improve. Yes.
Improve and don't try to prove it. Yes, you are right.
Right.
You are right. Thank you very much. Thank you. Anything from management? Any comments? Any suggestions? Any enlightenments? Any inspirations? Okay, let's see this movie.
I mean, it was crazy, but that's what happened. I was 26 years old, and Bob Gilka, the head of photography at the Geographic, called me back to their headquarters in Washington, D.C. to give me my marching orders. How was I going to prove that I was worthy of working here? And then I was taken upstairs and into Bob's office. Bob was a blunt man, just straight and to the point, and honestly a little scary. Well, that morning I was completely unprepared for what he said to me. He stopped me cold. He changed the way I did everything from that day forward. He looked at me from over his desk and he said, "You know, DeWitt, the people who photograph for this magazine are the best in the world. You don't have to prove yourself." I don't have to prove myself. I mean, honestly, that's all I've been thinking about since I got the assignment. You don't have to prove yourself, he continued. But by God, every day you had better improve yourself. The words went in. Don't prove yourself. Improve yourself. Bob was still talking. He said, "You know, I want you to spend your time every day trying to be better than you were yesterday. If you learn something that'll help the others, well, then share it. That way we'll all get better faster. Don't prove yourself. Improve yourself. Otherwise, you're fired." Big first lesson. And you know, living that lesson, I've come to see that life really is a lot more about cooperation than it is about competition. It wasn't proving myself or taking others down that allowed me to succeed. It was simply, consciously, continuously improving myself, refining my skills, honing my wisdom, focusing my vision. Ultimately, the only person I was trying to surpass was me. Don't prove. Improve.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, we have to move on to the basics of Kaizen, which is the waste, the 7 waste. Actually, in Kaizen, we have 3 major waste. We have the first one, which is the most famous one. It is Muda. Muda, it have 7 wastes. The first one is overproduction. When you have overproduction from a machine, from a factory, from a workshop, from a service provider, you will need, you can sell the one which is required by the customer, but then you will stuck the rest. Or maybe you have to scrap the rest. If you stuck the rest, then you go to the next waste, which is inventory. If you have too much inventory, it's not just that you put the pieces inside the store. No, it's about repackaging, it's about transportation, it's about reprocessing, it's about assigning a location, it's about movement to location, it's about risk for defects when you have inventory. It's about waiting time when you have inventory. So the first one was overproduction. Please put this down, write this down. The second one, please write down, is inventory. So when you have inventory, you need transportation. Either you need a forklift, if it's near, or you need a truck, if it's far. So, and this truck needs gasoline, it needs payment, it have costs. And transportation is also considered as a muda. Okay, so then we have now overproduction, inventory, transportation. When you have transportation, you have also when the truck reaches the inventory or the warehouse, you need to move it. How will you move it? By the people. So there's a lot of movement, a lot of energy, and movement energy wasted by the people. This is also another waste. It is movement. Sometimes there's a delay in arriving at the inventory at the warehouse, so people will wait, but they will get their salary paid, and the electricity is paid, and the rent is paid, and everything is paid for. So there will be another waste. It is waiting time. After waiting time, when they take the goats, the overprocessed goat, again to the inventory, they will check it. We didn't need this inspection, because if we have produced exactly as the customer requires, but because we have reduced more, now we have to bring it to the inventory, and losing transportation and losing movement, and now we are inspecting it again. This is overprocessing, and then we are packaging it again. This is overprocessing, and then we enter it in the system, assign a number in it, assign a location in it. It's all processing, it's all paperwork. It's all administrative work, unnecessary, if we have produced the necessary amount only. So when from waiting time to over processing to defects, when we move something, it can be at risk of falling down. It can get damaged if it's a furniture or if it's an equipment or if it's a material. It can get damaged. It can get contaminated. It is all under risk, which is a defect. Defect is also one of the muda. Please write this down. Number 6, waste is defect. And then we have number 7, which was waiting time. So how many do we have now? Can somebody tell me what we have? How many muda we have now?
It's overproduction, inventory, transportation, labor cost, and utility. Waiting time you already told on 5, and defect.
Okay, overprocessing. Did we write overprocessing?
Overprocessing.
Yes, overprocessing, yes. The overprocessing is like what? Like packaging, inspecting, assigning an allocation, enter the information in the system. This is all overprocessing. And then we have movement. Did you write movement?
No.
Movement, yes. Movement is also considered a waste. So one waste brings another waste. Then we have, these are mudas. So we have 7 mudas available in Kaizen. And we have mura. Mura means unevenness. What is unevenness? It means that when you have some days you don't work, you don't have any work. And then sometimes you are crisis management. Some departments are overloaded and some departments don't have anything. So you have to check for the reason for that. Because this mura will cause defects on the quality, and it will cause muda, which is the defects. Okay? So you have to check why there is a fluctuation and why there is a variation between the workload. Why is the workload not stable? In Kaizen, that you manufacture in a flow, it's much more better that you manufacture in pallets or in portions or in lots. It is about flow. Sometimes in Kaizen you sacrifice the volume to maintain the flow. Also in the religion, the Prophet said, قليل دائم خير من كثير منقطع. To be a continuous of good things, small things, is better than making big things in one time and stop. It's better that you do always good deeds every time, everywhere, the whole time, even if they are small. And then we have muri. Muri means overburden. You can see the picture. It's that you feel that you overburden something over its capacity. Sometimes you try to maintain a market which is overburdened to you, which is not under your capacity. Sometimes you go into a competition with somebody else who is much, much more bigger than you. You cannot do that. That is muri. We will talk about this later, but the most important one are the muda, the 7 mudas. This one, we'll talk about them later, maybe in another course, but muda is the most important one in Kaizen, and they are available in the process. Okay, I have to bypass some. Maintaining an inventory is not always safe. You can, it can burn, it can get damaged, it can be stolen. So it is not very safe to have a lot of inventory. It can catch fire, it can explode, it can get stolen. So inventory is not a very safe practice. Okay. What is the Kaizen event? Like, as I said, we have Lian Kaizen, which is a small improvement in the area. And then we have a Kaizen event, which need a project, which need to have a project, which need to have a signature of improvement. For example, here, it's a small improvement, but how much are you saving? You're saving 2 minutes with no cost, just by for example, changing the angular pipe to a round pipe, for example. that was what they said. Okay, so you have to record this one, and you have to take some in. For example, why you have to have a Kaizen charter? When you make a Kaizen event, you must have a picture of before the situation, and then you have a root cause analyst, and then you have make the benefits and what you have done and lessons learned, and then you have done later. Of course, you need an authorized signature, name, and designation. Why? Because you cannot just go in somebody other area and make an improvement, what you call improvement. No, you need a Kaizen charter or a Kaizen report, and you need a significant acknowledgement about this improvements. So, and of course, this will be kept in the record. It will be kept. It will be sent to everybody per email. What type of Kaizen we have done, and then it will be kept into the records. So you can see what is happening before. You can see on the other side what is happening after the situation. You can see the justification, and you can see who was doing it, when it was started, and who authorized this change. So when you have a small event in your area, in your office, you don't need a Kaizen report. Even it's still good. But when you change a system, when you change an area which involved with other people, you need to have a Kaizen charter. These are all Kaizen charters or Kaizen report. You can see the same before, later, picture, root cause analysis, benefits, and who was. So you can see the people or the teamwork of the people who are participation. You can see here Ibrahim, Abdullah, Aziz, Hussein, and you can see that supported by the area operator, whatever. And then you can see it is who participate in it, and also you can see the benefits on the company, and the standard, what is happening, and then also the learning point lesson, and then also you can see who and then you have a picture of how it is and like that. And also you have a signature. Of course, it's not here now, but you need to have a signature to make it officially. It don't need to be very difficult. It can be also very simple, like this. And team member, area, problem description, solution description. Before, put a picture, and put the cost and benefit analysis. Put the description, and also the benefit category, and put a picture of after, implementation date, and implementation status, and approval signature by the supervisor or by the area manager, and for the records. So it is not always difficult. As we said, sometimes a small improvement can make a big impression, and a big improvement. It is what is named Kaikaku, which is a gradual improvement. For example, this is only what they have discovered, that always the stamp is, sometimes they're looking for the stamp, and sometimes they delay some of the work because of the stamp. What did they do? They said, we need to go to the finance and to tell them that we will not going to use a stamp anymore. They just know our signatures, and when they see the signature, they will approve it. So they have an inventory of our signature, of all the signatures which are credited. And once he sees the signature similar, he can approve it without having a stamp. So what did they do? The picture of the solution was throwing the stamp away. It was no use of the stamp. I mean, the using the stamp was causing delay and customer dissatisfaction more than the benefits. So that's what they have decided to do in a Kaizen. All Kaizen is very simply, and as I said, it is all based on making it on half, what is before and what is after, and then you put the benefits and root cause, and then you put the lessons learned and the team and everything. Look, this one also, you can, I'll leave it for you for 1 minute to read if you can. Is it clear on your screen?
Yes, it is clear.
Yes. Okay, look, this one is also a Kaizen, but still, this is Alien Kaizen, okay, which don't need a Kaizen charter. But because he wanted to show off, to show the other people that he's doing something good, this is a very small. The ID was always on one side. Sometimes he need to call the customer and ask him for his name. So he asked the security guard to put the name behind the ID back, so he know the name when he's communicating with it, and it's now better networking and awkward social interaction with others by Mark Graban on 2012. Look, also Boeing is the same, using the Kaizen. It's a picture of before, a picture and after. Never mind what is happening. You can see it's a copyrighted. It's all. It is an official by Boeing to have a Kaizen event and to record the Kaizen or the Lean event. It's by Boeing. You can see before, after, and then explanation on it. What I was telling you, I want to tell you, for example, before Kaizen, Boeing was working on project management. Each of these aircraft was a project. And they were working everywhere. So then they had a lot of Muri. Muri was fluctuation. There was one aircraft finished and one not finished. And one is delay and one is before. Why? Because of the customer demand. For example, let's say Saudi want to buy another aircraft, and then they say, okay, we have one in line. Let's quickly finish this. Come on, all the workers or the technicians, go to this one to make it for Saudi. For example. So now there's a lot of fluctuation in the work, and it caused a lot of delays. While they have 29 airplanes inside the hangar. The same hangar, after implementing Kaizen, sorry for that, wait. After implementing Kaizen, they have only 14 airplanes. Why? Because they're now producing in flow, not in budgets. So we will do one and finish it, and then we do the next one. And every time this one, the aircraft moves, it have to be done certain amount of progress. You can see there's a marking on the floor, and once the aircraft, it will not move until they have finished a certain amount, and then it will move to the next one. So what they have actually done, they have sacrificed volume with flow. And this is causing speed cash flow. When we are in corporate, I have done this with your colleagues in the MAM, and we simulated an aircraft factory with several stages, and we have calculated how much it is taking when we make a batch. So in each stage, a batch, and then this batch goes to another one, and then this batch goes to another one. It took about 5 minutes to finish the assignment. But when we go by flow, which means once you finish, you go to the next station, it was finished in less than 1 minute. So we saved a lot of time by flow. But I cannot do this now because we are online. It's very difficult. It's very difficult to apply this.
What about productivity? And if you compare volume production with flow production, what about productivity and increasing sales?
Okay, I will tell you this. When you make flow, you get cash flow quicker. Why? Let me explain this. You have, let's say, okay, well, can you see me? Wait, let me do this.
I can see you.
Let me close the share, and so you can see me. I don't know if you can see me now.
Yes.
Can you see me?
I can see you, yes.
Okay. Let's say, for example, I want to have three medicines, 3 badges. Okay? I can work in 3, and I'm the first station. I can work in 2 ways. I can make one, fix it, and give it to another. This is flow. And in the meantime, I do this one, fix it, and give it to the other one. This is called flow. I can do batch. What is the batch? I will take this. This is my diabetical medicine. Okay, I can take this medicine and fix it, and then I put it here with me, and then I fix another one. I put it here. Then I fix another one. I complete my assignment, and then I give it to station B. Who do you think will be faster? When I go
think
flow or go budget?
no, I think
Flow.
because
Yes.
I think you deliver the goods more
Yes,
easier.
you deliver
Delivery
it
will
to
be
the
easier.
market more quicker. This means your cash flow is going to come more quicker. And also, you speed up the operation. Really, we calculated it. You can ask Mr. Musa if he's with us now. He was there in the DMM with us, and you can ask him. We calculated it the same, going by batches or going by flow. It took, I think, 3 minutes by going by batches, or 5 minutes, and then we go to by flow. It was taking about 1 minute. Because why? Because you can discover a lot of waste. While I'm preparing my batch and concentrating on my batch of 3, Mr. B is, or station B is waiting. This is the waiting time. He's doing nothing. Then I give him my batch to Mr. B. He's now working, overloaded, and what I'm doing? Waiting. But my salary is still running. Electricity is still running. The rent, if I'm renting something, is still running. The fixed cost is still running, and I'm not doing anything. Also, the worst is the customer. The customer is waiting for his product. Okay, he wants the batch, but because we asked him to take only a batch, so he's waiting to complete everything for B and C and D to finish, and then to get his goods, and then to pay for it to your company. So your company is going to run out of cash flow. But when we work in flow, I finish, Mr. B. Mr. B finish, Mr. C. Mr. C finish, Mr. D. And then we give it to the customer. The customer buys one, okay? And then the money goes and turns. How can I do it? Instead of using, when I was in Naql in the DMM, I had the same course with in Novotel Hotel in the DMM, also in the industrial area. They showed me their working area and like this, and I discovered that I noticed that there was a big amount of transportation area. They were using big trucks, 60, I think 8-wheelers or 6-wheeler trucks. No, 8-wheelers. More, maybe more. Big trucks. What is happening? Until they fill it, it will take maybe 1 day or 3 shifts to fill the truck. This means that you're going to pay the first shift for the driver, and the driver is sitting there. And you pay the second shift for the driver, and the driver is sitting there. Then the third shift is finished, then you pay for the third driver, and you take it and you start transportation it. So this means that there was waiting time for 2 drivers. But what can they do? I told them to use smaller cars, smaller trucks. Instead of getting a big truck, maybe you need 1 big one or 2 big ones, but replace the fleet with smaller vans. So you can finish them in 1 shift. This is happening when Amazon, if you noticed when Souk.com closed, they were using big vans, okay? When Souk came, what is the first thing that they changed to small cars, small Peugeot, or I think Fiat cars. Why? Because they can now deliver to you on the same date and on the next day. When in Souk.com, when they use big vans, they will come after 2 days. But once it's your turn, because they will have a big volume. But now, because they have small cars, and you pay for it now, the prime service, you pay extra. Okay, it can deliver to you next day, because you're using a small car. When I was also in Saudi before, we discovered that there was a lot of delay of aircraft parts, and we had a lot of shortage in our workshop because of the carrier. We had Kuhn & Nagel carrier. I don't know if you know this. It's a German company, a German carrier. And what he was doing when we audited him, he was doing when he was using a cargo aircraft and he was waiting for the cargo aircraft to fill, and then he will make a flight, which is causing a lot of delay. So what we have done, we made another contract with DHL. When you said anything less than 20 kilo, any part which is less than 10, 20 kilo, will go with DHL. Next day, delivery. And any bulky item, to save cost, it will go with Kühne+Nagel. So we have increased the flow of many materials and many parts waiting in the shop. We increased the flow by doing this with another contract of another contractor. Maintain the flow. It is better. It is you will reduce waiting time. You will reduce fixed cost of the transportation. You will speed up the process. You have more capability to produce, and also you maintain your cash flow. I will go back to the screen. 1 minute. Not this one. Okay, this was Boeing. Look, it changed the project management into flow, into operation management. Before like this, okay, let's move aircraft number 5 because Saudi paid for it, for example. Now everybody go to this one, finish it, which caused a lot of quality mistakes. You can see now that aircrafts are now more quality, that you can see now even that very minor aircrafts are crashing down because the quality of work increased because of flow. Before that was fluctuation. There was, okay, everybody concentrating on 511 and nobody is doing anything on, for example, 501, for example. So there's a fluctuation, and this fluctuation causes quality problems. While when you have a flow, everything is standard. You do the same job every time. Once you move the aircraft, it must be done. It must have been inspected. You can go to the next phase. And also this one, we have explained this in DMM, but I'm sorry I cannot really make a full testing, full exercise, but this is what happened. This is in your book. You can see that Taichi Ono identified the following kinds of muda. Muda is the most important waste which we have. It consists of 7. It is in your book: overproduction, inventory, defects, processing, transportation, waiting time, motion, and people.
At Toyota.
Okay. A standard. Kaizen is standardization, and standardization is Kaizen. When you make standard, you can compare the standard work to this graphic. You can see everybody is doing a different job. But the standard is sustaining everybody in one task. All the tools and the manpower and the processes are doing one job by standardization. That is an example of standardization. Kaizen is the lifeblood of standard work, and standard work is the basics of Kaizen. I know we have 10 more minutes or 15 minutes more, and I will leave you then, but please be with me and concentrate with me on this one. This is an exercise. I will need everybody, especially the people who are not participating. I'm actually really upset that some people don't just ignore us and don't participate. And I appreciate everybody who was sharing his opinion. And actually, you are the fruit of this course. Thank you for it. Okay, let's see this one.
Don't be upset, Husni. Use Kaizen, man. Calm down.
Okay. Okay. Let's see. You can see this one here in front of you. I want you to memorize which letter is for which symbol. Memorize it. You have 20 seconds. Memorize. Don't write it down, please. Okay. Now, can you write it again? Now write it down. Yes, we will fluctuate. Some people have good memory. Some people have good memory.
Not in the Middle East.
Yeah, no, Arabic people, they have in their gene a good memory. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put the Quran with them. They were memorizing the Quran very good. And also, you know, in our tradition that there was one caliph, he was giving a reward for anybody who was who know his poems, and then there was somebody who memorized the poems from the first time. So he win the competition just because he was memorizing it, and he had one servant. It was memorizing from second time. So the Arabs are very good in memorizing.
But now,
okay.
Yes. Now the Pakistani and the Turkish will be upset.
Yes, also the Indian people. Yes, Indian. Yes, we have some. Yes, we have some people who are very easy to memorize. But this is not. This doesn't mean that we all have to memorize everything. It is a gift. Okay.
I am exempted because I belong to both Turkey and India, so I'm exempted.
That's true.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Okay, so let's say that I'm sure that some people have done this, but what if it's more difficult? If it is 2 sets of letters, if we have 8 letters, and we have 8 symbols, or maybe 7, or maybe 9 letters and 9 symbols, it will get more difficult.
More difficult for sure.
Yes, yes. Especially I cannot memorize. I don't use my memory for this. I don't use this. I have very short memory. So it is difficult, right? When I go now, let's do it. Now maybe the first one or 2 were doing it. Now I think nobody can do that. We all stopped. Now we are in waiting time. We stopped work. We cannot do this. Why? Because we are depending on our memory. But let me help you with Kaizen. I have set up logically A, B, C, D, F. Can you now determine the symbol with associated with each letter? It's very easy, right?
I can do the first one. Yeah.
Yes, it's very easy. In 1 second, you can know which symbol is associated with each letter. Also in your production, a lot of time is wasted. Oh, wait, let me remember. Wait, let me do. Then somebody else come. No, it's not like that. Then he confuse him. No, it was like that. And then arguing. And then this, if you have a standard, finish. For each product, you have a standard of manufacturing. You don't. So this is helping you to increase up your innovation, your productivity. Huh? Yeah, again, تفضل.
بتاع أسامة.
Okay, so standard work means the basic of standard process. Standard work includes anything ranging from working condition to equipment.
كمان شيخ كمان.
مؤيد سكر الميكروفون.
الحاجة تحسس.
مؤيد. سكر الميكروفون مؤيد.
Okay, I don't خلاص مشي يا جماعة. Okay, this is the standard of Kaizen. You are doing something, you discover something, you record it, you go to the root cause, you put the benefits down, and you take the position, then you make improvements, you record it with another picture, you put inside the team who was working with it, and then you keep it. Let's see one of the other factors in Saudi Arabia I'm proud of. See the standardized work.
معكم طواف محمد مشرفة في شركة الزامل لقسم المكيفات. راح نتكلم لكم اليوم عن مراحل خط الإنتاج في الشركة. المرحلة الأولى هو كنترول بوكس فاضي. عندنا هنا الموظفة راح تبدأ بتركيب الكابستر والكونكتر في البوكس، وراح تعطي الموظفة اللي بعدها راح تركب الهرنس والأشياء اللي يحتاج لها تسليك. راح تكمل البوكس وراح تعطي الموظفة اللي بعدها. الموظفة اللي بعدها راح تقوم بالتشييك والصف العربة. بعد انتهائنا من المرحلة الأولى راح ننتقل للمرحلة الثانية. كمان نفس الشيء، عندنا كنترول بوكس فاضي، راح تبدأ تركب الموظفة شغلها، وراح تعطي الموظفة اللي بعدها، الموظفة اللي بعدها راح تقوم.
Oh, sorry. Okay, what we have seen here is that you can see that there is one station A, then it goes to station B. The person or the lady in station A do a standard work. She don't do more. Then B, what is going to do? They will inspect the work of A and then will add more work to B. Then it will go to C, who will inspect C, and then we'll do another standard work to C. And then it will go to the next stage, who will inspect the work, and then we do the other values. So it is a standard work, and then you don't need inspectors because everybody is inspecting it. And in standardization, there is one slogan: never make a mistake, never accept a mistake, never forward a mistake. Okay, once the B discovers a mistake, he will reject it and return it back to A. And once in C there's a mistake, it will reject it and return back to C. So everybody is an inspector, a quality assurance engineer, and also a production engineer. For example, if you want to standardize this work, what will you do? When you can see here a machine or maybe a factory, and you want to standardize the work, what will you do? You will write down what is A doing, and then you will go to number 2, what is number 2 doing, and then you will go number 3. This is not standard, but you have to write down the standard in a table, and then you might change the layout of the factory. This is also how you maintain standard. It's also the visual management. You don't need an inspector with this one. Because the operator is the inspector. He compares the picture with the product, and then he's the inspector. And then you save money of inspection. Standardized, for example, is like here. When you use, wait. This is how you standardize something. You have 3 types of standardization. You have table. You can table it, you can flowchart it, and you can also make it as a project 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. Then you go to phase 1, 2.1, 2.2, and 2.3. This is how you standardize something. It's also, as I give you this example, we'll not go to it again. Let me give you, I need 10 more minutes of your attention, and then we will go home. Please wake up, be with me. There was one restaurant, and there was always a complaint of losing customers and unsatisfied customer and complaints. Why this happened? When they went to the root cause, that it happened that the order taker was taking the orders with his pen. Okay, he was first explaining to the customer what dishes they have already, and then he takes the order from the customer and write it down. So there was some variation, some mistakes in writing down the order of the customer, and sometimes misunderstanding of the customer's requirements. And then there was also another critical area when this paper goes to the chief. You can see the chief, he is upset. He cannot read very well the paper. So he have to assume what it is. Like for example, Dukkus and Makdus. He see there are different dishes, but here they are written in similar way. So sometimes he mixed up the dishes because of what he assumes that is the dish what the customer wants. And then when there is a mistake, of course, it will cause delay in processing. Okay, you can see how many orders you have and how many minutes you are delay. And then also when there is a mistake, the customer will not pay for it, and also there will be a complaint, and also it's unsatisfactory. So what did this Kaizen practitioner said? We will do a simple thing. Don't change the chief. Don't change the kitchen. Don't buy anything. Just make one menu, a standard menu, and categorize the sandwiches, the salads, the soup, the meat, whatever, the dessert, and put them in a standard way. And so this will take, so when you're in the order stage, it is very easy for the waitress just give it to the customer, and the customer will tick out his orders, and then he give it to the waitress, and then the waitress give it to the chief, who will see the same, who will have no mistakes, and then it is speed up and their mistake are reduced just by standardization. By standardization, everything. So standard makes your product more and less mistake. And you can see in a workshop or in a factory, you have work instructions on your computer. Some people don't have a computer, they have work instructions, manual work instructions. You can see this is in one of Mr. Musa Jabra. After he attended this one, he went to Riyadh, I think in one of the hospitals, and he sent me this photograph. I appreciate. This is how the hospital is going to treat COVID-19 patients. So nobody get upset. Nobody is in blind spot. Nobody can say, I don't know. Everybody know the procedure. And this procedure is for the doctors, for the nurses, for the lab, and also for the patients themselves. Everybody know what is the process. And this is, of course, according to the Saudi law, of course. So it is very easy, and it's causing a lot of disruption, and a lot of problems are eliminated by just standardizing your work. And make it make it standardized and visual it. So I think, is there any questions before we close? I think that's enough today. I know you're tired. I know. So I did a lot of information, and tomorrow, inshallah, we'll start 10 o'clock. But any comments, please?
I think we are fine.
Okay, thank you very much, and we'll stop now. I don't want to give you a new lesson, because I need you fresh, and I need you concentrated. Read the book, please. And I don't know if Mr. Anas, did he give you the PDF? I think they're available with you. You can also review them. And if you have any questions tomorrow, and I'm ready, inshallah. Tomorrow we'll have a final test, maybe the last half an hour. At 1:30 we'll have a final test. So it's good if you read your book. And thank you very much, and have a nice day, and wish you a good, nice iftar with your family, everybody.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Have a nice day.